KIRO AM Seattle, KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma.
This hour is brought to you by Goldberg and Jones.
Give me a freaking auto!
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, this is Brock and Salk on Seattle Sports.
Brock Ewert is my hero.
Jay Buhner just punched me in the kidney.
We're going to accuse you of murder.
Doesn't really work that way, Sherm. This is a show that has my name on it.
It kind of does, though.
Now, here are your hosts, Brock Ewert and Mike Salk.
Hello! All right, hello. Good morning, everybody. Brock and Salk Show, Seattle Sports on 710, seattlesports.com, Seattle Sports application, and all the podcast platforms, 97.3 HD2 and YouTube. And if you're on YouTube here on a formal Friday, guess what? You see Brock Ewert right at 6.
What's up, big dog? What's up, big dog?
What's going on?
What's up, big dog?
I don't know if I'm ready for you this early in the morning. Usually need a little warm-up time before you arrive.
When Charles is running the board, I got to be a part of the show.
Yep.
So little birdie told me Charles is going to be working the board Friday, and, well, lo and behold, I'm here.
Well, good. It's good
at
to
least
have
for
you.
a little while.
Man, there's a ton today. It's going to be a busy day. A lot to react to from Mike Macdonald yesterday. It's great to get to talk to him. Mariners head out on their big road trip, 10-game road trip. A lot of opportunity in front of them. G's going to come in. You see G's kid signed with the Jets?
No, did he?
Yeah. The Jets
good.
signed G. Scott Jr. How about that? It didn't say practice squad. It just said we've signed G. Scott Jr. So I thought that was kind of awesome news, and we'll talk to G about that and about Russ. That's usually a fun conversation. And Stacy's going to come by later and open phones. I mean, there's just a ton of things. With all that being said, I watched two fascinating things on TV yesterday, sports-wise. One was the end of the hockey game, and I have that need to know, and we can kind of talk through it. I don't know if you got to see.
I did not.
Oh, man, what a great hockey game.
Another overtime game, right?
Yeah, and just super fun to watch. I mean, just awesome, desperate hockey, which just makes it so fun to watch. And Sean McDonough makes everything better. So I'll at least make sure we get the Sean McDonough call of the game winner, which was superb.
Pretty good odds that Sean McDonough is going to narrate your 3.5-minute retirement video.
Well, more likely than me doing it myself. I'll tell you that much. Yeah, I wouldn't mind. I mean, he's so good, man. He's so opinionated. It's so great.
But in a kind of in a likable way.
Oh yeah. Well, but
he's not in a cut down. I mean, he can have strong opinions, but. Yeah,
he was pretty really strong last night. So John Tortorella, who we've talked a lot about with the Vegas Golden Knights, he challenged a call late. And Torts, by the way, is like, I would do it 10 out of 10 times afterwards. And right away, Sean is like, I don't know about that. Like, that's not a good call. Like, the risk there of a penalty afterwards is a huge problem. And sure enough, it ended up burning him with a goal. And I talked to somebody afterwards who would know and was like, yeah, it's a terrible challenge. And it's sort of like you take the good and the bad with Torts, right? Like he's so emotional and that gets the team going. But also, like, he's so emotional. There's a little Pete Carroll element to that, where sort of that old Pete hormonal thing. The other thing I happened to notice yesterday, I don't know that you've seen this at all. And I didn't put it in my email, sorry. But did you see Scotty Scheffler's meltdown yesterday? Have you seen any of this? Oh, my God. I know a few years.
Post round?
No. Middle of the round, berating his caddy.
Oh.
I know a couple years ago you got on Spieth for the, it's a perfect shot, Michael, which was like a one-time thing with a caddy who he's been cool with forever, and they have this unique bond and like whatever. Scotty it was like a 5-minute tirade.
Yikes.
And it was all his fault. Like, it was weird. Like, it wasn't like he's blaming the caddy for the wind shifting and like, I can't even hear you. I can't even hear what you're saying. Like, he's screaming at him. Yeah. And I don't know. Here's the only reason I bring it up, and I'm going to try to bring it back to baseball. Just thinking about pressure. Just thinking about how hard it is to deal with pressure. By all accounts, Scotty Scheffler is one of the nicer guys around. By all accounts. And that's, his reputation on tour. I happened to play and get paired up years ago with his roommates before he got married. This was down at Chambers one day. They were also really good at golf. And this is just as Scotty was like starting to get into playing, into being great. And they were like, oh my God, like you don't understand. like how great a guy this guy is.
Just a great dude.
Yeah, I mean, they just went on and on and on. I've never been a big Scotty fan. He's always struck me as a little phony, but whatever. I just was thinking, like, how much pressure it must be to be the world number one. And every time you literally don't win a tournament, people are like, what's wrong with you? Not like if you shoot 5 over. Like, oh, you didn't win? You haven't won in 3 weeks? What's wrong with you? And just the pressure to sustain that level of excellence. And it made me think a little bit about Russell Wilson. It made me think a little bit about the Mariners and their World Series expectations. And just all of the conversations you and I have had about dealing with that pressure. And Brock, probably something that you know a whole lot about from some of your own life experience.
Yeah, and then when you watch your kids, right?
I was just about to ask about that, too.
There's that element of it because you don't have the control you did as a player where you're the one holding the club or shooting the ball or throwing the ball.
But you do have the element of, or the luxury of having done it, right? The experience part of it.
You
so
do.
How did you handle that and or not handle it well in your day versus how are you talking through that with Titus or with Macy in what they have going on right now?
Yeah, I think the healthiest for me was always, and I've always been a team sport guy. So I don't know what it would be like to be an individual sport guy like Scotty Scheffler, where it is really all about you, or a wrestler or a track athlete or a gymnast. It's your score, it's your time, it's your performance. Always just for me, baseball, basketball, football, growing up, all team sports. I think I did track one time at Aylen Junior High and like popped my hip flexor, like you'd popped your hammy, and that was about it. So I for me, the outlet was always my teammates. It was always just, it's not about me, right? It's just in the more you make it about other people, some of that pressure starts to ease. That's how I always found. When I started to grip it, when I started to feel the weight of expectation when I started, it was bad. You start to melt down. You start to freak out. I remember swearing Salk at Andre Desisher in a game. And it was caught on camera and took a lot of heat for that, and rightfully so. Like, come on, man, be better. So, yeah, you felt a little bit of these cracks and fissures. Is that the word in Scotty?
Absolutely flushed a 7-iron, and we get the wind wrong, and I'm in the water. I don't think you understand how frustrating that is. Like, that was a good shot. It really was. Flushed it, right the line. Went hurting out of the right.
That's just part of it. He went on, and then eventually the mics were off, and he's still, you could see him, like, I mean, he looked like me. Like, he was shaking with anger. Like, I was like, man.
Yep. Yeah, and I think he struggles at times. We've played some of his clips through the years of what does it mean? Why are you doing this? I don't think he loves all the attention and the accolades. He's not making 3-minute highlight videos of himself with the team following him around. Like, he doesn't like all the attention. And yeah, it was earlier, wasn't it, at the Masters or somewhere in a
PGA
major
Championship when he. Well, you mean when he got arrested?
No.
Is that what you're talking about?
No.
PGA Championship when he didn't make it because he got arrested?
No, not talking
because he
about
was
him in
getting
the
too angry at the police
jumpsuit.
officers.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, no, he was ripping somebody. That terrible question. What a stupid question.
That too. Yeah.
Yeah, he's kind of had some.
I just wonder
he's
whether
on a little
that's who
watch.
he is or if that is some of the pressure of that
And
position.
not winning. Yeah.
And how hard it is to be the world number one. And again, coming back to the Mariners, just wondering how hard it has been for them to deal with the weight of those expectations this year. They're going to face Detroit starting tonight, 3 games against the team that they met in the ALDS last year. And obviously a lot has happened since that walk-off Polanco hit, which I'll play you coming up in a few minutes and need to know. But the Tigers, if there were expectations there, they have crumbled entirely. I mean, like, they can't play. They can't function. They're worse than the Mets. Like, they're awful. And meanwhile, the Mariners, I feel like we're like, okay, we've gotten even better. And the beginning of the year, it didn't go the way they wanted it to. I think they've bounced back from it now. But did it take a couple of things to release that pressure valve and allow them to kind of start playing their brand of ball?
I did. Again, I read your email forward and backwards. And we're going to talk about a guy here in 45 minutes or so. And I think, honestly, he's a great test of this to watch. Because right now, Colt Emerson doesn't feel like he feels any pressure, that it looks any different than it did in the batter's box in Ohio. right? That he's just playing that same game, and how he handles this moving forward as expectations grow, as more will be on him, as he will be the shortstop. Yeah, he will be a fun case study in this.
You're never going to not read a word I write again. Like this is one time you came in with my take, and now you're like,
hold me accountable.
Can't let this happen ever again.
Never.
Pretty funny. All right, well, it is good to be in with you guys today on a Friday morning. We got a lot to talk about and a lot of fun friends to talk to. We'll give you guys everything you need to know. A great call from Sean McDonough. And, you know what? You want to hear the Polanco hit? It's next on Brock and Salk.
Think you know the Mariners? Not if you aren't subscribed to the Daily Mariners newsletter from Seattle Sports.
That's what they've been waiting for.
The latest Mariners news and injury updates, exclusives from Mariners insider Shannon Dreyer.
You look at the pieces and how it works.
Plus the best takes and breakdowns from your favorite Seattle Sports hosts and contributors.
The Mariners seem to be trying to build something that I think is a little bit more sustainable.
The Daily Mariners newsletter.
Monster solo home run.
Subscribe at seattlesports.com/newsletter.
Hey, it's G. Scott. Let's talk real for a sec. Summer is supposed to be about sunshine and kids having fun. But when the kids are home all day, that grocery bill, it grow fast. That's why I want you to know about Sunbucks and why our friends at Safeway are helping get the word out. If your family qualifies, you can receive $120 per child to spend on groceries this summer, food in your cart, and a little less pressure on that budget. And let me be clear about this. There's no catch, no judgment. This program is simply about making sure kids have enough to eat when school is out. Here's the important part. Many families are enrolled automatically, and a card may already be headed to your mailbox. But some families do need to apply depending on income and where you live. So take a couple minutes and check. Visit freesummermeals.org. That's freesummermeals.org. Safeway, looking out for your family this summer. Once again, that's freesummermeals.org.
Hey, Brock Ewart here with my buddy Shannon O'Kelly from IRG Physical and Hand Therapy. We know this, Shannon. When the weather warms, our baseball team's bats usually get a little hotter. We also know that maybe we've been sitting around and we try to crank things to 100 and our bodies don't quite react. As the weather gets warmer, do you see more folks at IRG?
Absolutely, Brock. You know, you just mentioned it. As the weather warms up, people think they need to get outside, which is great. But sometimes they get outside, they start too fast, too quick, and they don't warm up. They don't stretch. They don't do preparation. If you find yourself in that situation where maybe you overdid it, you're hurt, you got a bruise, a bump, an ache, get a hold of us at IRG PT. We'll do a free injury screening, and we'll give you some guidance, some recommendations to keep you on your path of healthy function, pain-free activity.
How cool is that? A free screening for you and no referral needed. Just personalized care when and where you need it. Visit IRGPT.com and schedule your appointment today. Over 40 convenient locations. IRG's in your neighborhood. IRGPT.com.
Dave Wyman here, brand new member of Harborstone Credit Union, and I got my PNW cashback checking account for free. No fees or minimums, and when I make everyday purchases with my Harborstone PNW cashback debit card, I earn up to $30 each month. Gas, groceries, coffee, travel, lunch, all categories count toward your cash back. Open your free account online like I did. Go to harborstone.com/cash or visit one of their 30 branches across the Northwest.
Insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
When you tell someone what team you cheer for, do they apologize? Does your first childhood memory involve crying on a Jumbotron? Then you may be a fan of a BST or bad sports team. Luckily, when you bundle your home and auto insurance with Progressive, you're protected from things like fire damage caused by violently unplugging the TV. Or an accidental overhand left to the drywall. Visit Progressive.com today. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Covered subject to policy terms. Not available in all states or situations.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Summer's here, and Toyota of Kirkland and Toyota of Renton have the all-new 2026 Toyota Tacoma SR5, ready for every adventure you've got planned. Right now, during summer savings, lease a new Tacoma for just $299 a month for 36 months or finance at 3.99% APR for 48 months plus $500 TFS finance cash. Whether you're in the north or the south, they got you covered. Visit ToyotaofKirkland.com and ToyotaofRenton.com. Offers valid through June 30th, 2026 on approved credit through TFS. Excludes taxes, titles, license, dealer accessories, and a $200 negotiable dealer documentation fee.
Hi, Chuck here at Frank Lumber the Door Store. And once again, we have 2 convenient locations to purchase your doors from. Our main showroom and bargain barn in Shoreline, and our Marysville store with warehouses full of factory seconds and closeouts. Whether you would like something brand new or have a little more time than money and wouldn't mind putting a little work into a factory second, we may just have what you're looking for. For all of your door needs, please visit us on 15th Avenue Northeast in Shoreline or on Cedar Avenue in Marysville and online at franklumber.com.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-8157. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com
or call 800-575-8157. That's 800-575-8157.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
This hour is brought to you by Goldberg and Jones.
Need to know.
15 minutes past every hour with Brock and Salk.
Presented by Marquee Data. Here's what you need to know. Up first.
All right, big opportunity ahead of the Mariners, Brock, as they take their show back on the road. 10-game trip. Detroit, Baltimore, 4 in Baltimore, then to D.C. Starts tonight, Brian Wu and Framber Valdez. 3-game rematch, really, of last year's ALDS. Do you remember how that one ended?
Here we go, the stretch. Kenley has got to throw a strike. The 3-2 pitch on the way. Swung on, line drive, base hit, right field. Jorge Polanco with a walk-off single, and the Mariners are going to play for the American League Championship. The Mariners win the battle in Seattle in 15 innings. The Mariners win it 3-2. The Mariners will be on their way to Toronto to take on the Blue Jays. What an epic game. 15 innings. Jorge Polanco is getting mobbed out in left field.
Yeah, he sure was.
Just listen.
What a great call.
To that background noise, too.
Fucking deafening.
Oh.
It's deafeningly loud.
Goosebumps at 6:20 this morning on
Yeah.
Friday.
Pretty cool. Now, look, a lot has changed since then. Brian Wu's healthy. He's pitching tonight. Cal Raleigh and Tarek Skubal are not healthy. Neither are going to be in this game. And the Tigers are 25-38.
Yeah.
If I had told you that last year as that game was going on, 25-38 at this stage of the year?
Well, I remember chatting with Jason Benetti before this season began, or at some point when they were talking about Tarek Skubal and unable to sign him and everything else. And he said, have you looked at the Tigers' record in non-Skubal starts the last 2+ years?
Not good.
Like there's going to be great clarity now about really where Detroit is. If they think they can live without Tarek Skubal, they were under 500 in those 2 years, like 7-8 games.
You don't even want to trade for him. You don't even want him. You're not even interested in adding Tarek Skubal to this team. Mariners move up 6 spots, by the way. In the ESPN Power Rankings, they're up 2 number 6, and that feels about right, given how they've played here for the last couple of weeks.
Here's the second thing you need to know.
All right, how do you feel about a Mariner alumni home run derby? It'll take place August 7th. That's the weekend of the 50 Greatest Players celebration, which should be super fun.
Yeah.
So here's what we know. Ken Griffey Jr. is the commissioner. Jay Buhner, Nelson Cruz, the captains. And then the participants that have been announced are Ichiro, Mike Cameron, Ryan Healy, Bucky Jacobson, Austin Nola, Stephen Romero, and Ryan Rowland-Smith. So a couple things stand out. One, Ryan Roland Smith's a pitcher, and he joined Bump and Stacy to talk about that.
When I first heard about it, I was like, hey, awesome. I'd love to be a part of it. Then it hit me. I'm like, hold on a minute. There's going to be actually people in the seats. And I'm looking at the list and I'm the only pitcher here. What? I was going to try and do the old, I haven't practiced at all. Just give me a bat, show up. You know, like the dude, imagine the dude in the Olympics swimming. And the dude's got like those, the certain, like the cap and the goggles. Some dude just rocks up and just goes straight in, no goggles, no cap, and just blows people away. I was going to try. I'm not saying I'm beating Ichiro out. However, I do want to go deep at least once, man. And so I'm not going to lie. I am going to get some swings in because I am super nervous about this.
I know who's going to win this. It's Romero.
What?
Do you remember? Were you on the golf course with us the day that Taijuan Walker and Romero were a group behind us?
Yeah, we could hear them?
Yes.
Like the explosion of the ball? Yes.
That's why I'm taking
Sound
Romero.
like an M80?
That's why I'm taking Romero.
Who's dropping fireworks on
Yes,
Arrowhead
the
golf
loudest
course?
thing I've ever heard on a golf course. And I think it was mostly Taijuan Walker. But those two guys were just destroying the ball. So I'm taking Romero. You may or may not remember him. He's a good player. Good, fourth outfielder. He's fine. Nice guy.
What were the games played just a couple weeks ago where they allow you to take steroids?
Yes, the enhanced games.
Whatever they were.
Yeah.
I think a couple of these guys should kind of sauce up for the
You know what I'd
month.
like? I'd like the captains to hit.
Yeah,
I'd like Nelly Cruz to hit.
Right.
Nelly can't still do this? Nelly could do this, right?
Yeah.
Is there anybody else you'd want?
I'd like to see Griffey still swinging that.
Okay. Is there anybody else you'd want?
Oh, anybody else I want. And by the way, kudos to Bucky. I'm glad that hopefully is an indicator that he's feeling better and back to health. I would like to see...
Think about it.
Oh. Boom.
Speaking of the enhanced games.
Push. Next, please. Go, Charles.
Here's the third thing you need to know.
Somebody a little bit more recent.
Edgar?
That's not more recent.
Sights?
I'd like
hitting coach.
I'd like to see Sights out there doing his thing. That's what they need. Seahawks back in the practice field again yesterday, finishing up their open portion of the OTA practices. Mandatory minicamp start next week. You want to hear from Jaron Reed? I love this. He was asked about the Rams building a super team.
I don't care who plays. They can build a super team, whatever. At the end of the day, we still have to go put those pads on the plate later on down the road.
Yeah.
Those are great players, don't get me wrong, but it's just almost like, so what are you saying about us? And I feel like we done played some of the greatest teams, hardest teams there is in the league. And, I just feel like, man, look, put everybody number ones up. Just give them all to us, and then what they going to say then?
Yeah.
So let's just say, theoretically speaking, we handle our business, do what we're supposed to do. Will they still be saying the same thing then?
I love the attitude.
I do, too.
It's pretty great. And then, let's see, unreal game, as I said, in Carolina last night. Canes storming back. Get that? The Hurricanes stormed back in the third period to overcome a 2-0 deficit. Seth Jarvis with the game winner in OT.
The critics wondering where they've been if they score the game winner in overtime. God's despair. They score! Seth Jarvis quiets the critics and ignites the crowd.
It's a great call. Macdonald's so good. So good. NBA Game 2 tonight in San Antonio, and that is everything you need to know. 1:15 every hour here on the Brock and Salk Show. A couple of text messages. Seager and Zanino. Right? Zanino should come. That would be cool. I'd love to see Mike Zanino as an
Have Howdy, it's his little Gatorade guy, and the towel, I fix Zanino.
Yes.
With a jacket that says I fix Zanino. Little, Lenny jacket from...
Zanino's actually kind of the perfect person
Laverne
for
and
this.
Shirley, yeah.
Because he'd still be really good at it, you would think. He just retired a couple years ago, and he's not that old. Zanino's probably the best answer. 509 Salk, every time you think the other team sucks and it'll be an easy series, they lose.
Right.
I didn't say there would be an easy series. The Tigers, I just gave you their record.
But they just won.
Should I not tell you, just out of curiosity, if I give you the Tigers' record and it's bad, and then the Mariners lose, is that on me?
Yeah.
That's their record. They're 25 and 38. They're 13 games below 500. If the Mariners lose to the Tigers, you know whose fault it is? The Mariners.
Yeah.
I don't know what
It
to
is
tell you.
interesting the last couple years. The Tigers-Mariners regular season, they've had a couple series. The one in Seattle that totally flipped the Tigers' whole season.
Yep.
And you could argue the one before the All-Star break where the Mariners went there and swept them and faced their best guys to give them some fuel to make the trades. They've had some pretty important series in the regular season the last 2 years.
You want to see Richie Sexton swinging for the fences? I'd like to see what Jose Vidro looks like these days.
Lopez
or Jose. The Jose Lopez.
Yep.
Yes, I'd like to see.
Richie's from Battleground.
I'd like to see what Richie looks like these days.
Get my Richie out there.
Get your Richie out there. All right, Mike Macdonald was great yesterday in his own unique way. He is a fascinating human to interview, and you'll hear it next on Brock and Salk.
Have you downloaded the Seattle Sports app?
We're going to have a challenge right here.
What are you waiting for?
Listen to this.
Every pitch.
Here comes the 3-2.
Every game.
Swung on and missed. Got him.
One app for free.
How about that, folks?
The Seattle Sports app. Every game.
Julio racing back.
Right in the palm of your hands.
Makes a leap and makes the catch.
Plus the latest Mariners news, insider access, video, and podcasts.
They got it. Wow.
The Seattle Sports app.
Shopping for a new Mazda? Shop the West Coast's largest Mazda dealer, Mazda of Everett. With more new Mazdas in stock than any dealer in the region. Shop over 780 new Mazdas. Click on the Mazda of Everett price. At Mazda of Everett, exceptional customer satisfaction is the standard. Plus, at Mazda of Everett, you negotiate directly with the owner. Locally owned, trusted by thousands. Shop MazdaofEverett.com and see why we're number one.
I have the power!
Masters of the Universe has arrived in IMAX.
Does it feel good?
Critics agree it's the most fun you'll have at the theaters this summer. It's hugely entertaining.
Wow.
A nostalgic blast. It truly has the power.
Let him do his thing.
Experience it on the biggest screen possible.
How does it feel to be the mighty warrior?
Pretty great.
Masters of the Universe, rated PG-13. May be inappropriate for children under 13. Now playing in premium large formats in IMAX.
In 2026, Bay Alarm celebrates 80 years of security. For the Puget Sound, that means local service including burglar and fire alarm systems, 24/7 in-house monitoring, and custom security designed to work with business operations. Bay Alarm has real people rooted in your community looking out for your business. After 8 decades and 3 generations of family ownership, our promise is still the same. We got you. Learn more at bayalarm.com.
Step inside and let the excitement take you places. This is Muckleshoot Casino Resort, the ultimate spot for action that reaches incredible heights, luxury that knows no bounds, and live entertainment that always thrills. It's all at one incredible destination. So when you look for the best, look nowhere else. Muckleshoot Casino Resort, the biggest and best in the Northwest.
Muckleshoot. Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text HAWK to 321-321 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text HAWK to 321-321. That's HAWK to 321-321. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Are you curious about who offers the best deals on top-rated Samsung, LG, and Sony TVs? The answer is surprising. It's not online, and it's not the warehouse clubs. The best deals on top-rated TVs are at Video Only. Don't believe it? Then check out the trade-in deals at Video Only. How about $500 for your old TV? Try doing that online. Before you buy that new TV, drop into Video Only. If you don't, you'll be sorry.
Heading outdoors or on the water this weekend? Check in with Joey and Nelly on the Outdoor Line from 6 to 8 a.m. every Saturday on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
Team
T-Mobile has an exclusive bundle for customers 55 and up.
I'm Sarah Bowl.
Yeah, I'm Frank Bowl.
A reliable network is key for us. And with T-Mobile, it's been wonderful. And going to the 55-plus plan saved us so much money.
A lot.
And that's important. Trying to keep costs down. The home internet's been perfect. It's fast, it's quick. The setup was so easy, it took less than 15 minutes.
It was like, ta-da! If you want simplicity, coverage, reliability, you want the whole package, T-Mobile has it.
Right now, T-Mobile customers 55 and up can get 2 phone lines on America's best network, plus America's fastest 5G home internet for just $30 each.
$30 per month each line with autopay plus taxes and fees. Minimum age 55. Pricing for home internet rely on 2 lines of essentials. Choice 55. $35 connection charge per line required. Best mobile network and fastest 5G home internet based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data 2H 2025. All rights reserved.
Support comes from Amazon Business. Free your team from time-consuming procurement tasks. Discover smart business buying where unmatched selection meets AI-driven tools to simplify complex processes so you can focus on what matters most. Learn more at amazonbusiness.com.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Power your drive with Mobil 1 motor oil. Buy 5 quarts, get $15 back, and score a fast and furious prize after rebate at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Brock Salk's Rewind is presented by Toyota of Kirkland and Toyota of Renton.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Brock and Salk.
Weekdays 6 to 10.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
All right, guess what? We're here, and so is Mike Macdonald. How cool is this, Brock? As I sit at the Virginia Mason Athletic Center this morning, they got practice a little bit later. Good morning, Coach. How are you?
It's good to be back.
Yeah? Is that what it feels
It's great to be back.
You look pretty happy out there yesterday, running practice with your guys.
Yeah, that's actually part of the job description.
I know, but like you enjoy. You can see how much you're enjoying, even from the sidelines. I can't.
Do you like coaching, Mike?
Saying.
Mike, do you like coaching?
I actually thought you were referencing me getting mad about
tempo and execution.
Yeah,
I heard that. The only thing I heard was tempo and execution. What's that about?
I mean, are you actually asking me, or are you just?
Why are you yelling? What does that mean when you yell tempo and execution?
Yeah, like we're in a phase of the year where we're not competing against one another. It's not like a who wins or loses the play. It's like a we win or lose the play, which it's tough because I explained to the guys, like the line is always moving forward. And when you say like chasing edges, we always want to be like towing the line, and you can't not say you can't, but you don't want to go take a step backwards away from the line because it's still moving. And then you can't just hit the button that says, let's go back up to the line. To me, it's like let's just live there, So, and we've done a great job of that. But it's just a constant reminder about how we want to practice based on the time of the year, and we're really not trying to stress them incredibly physically right now. It's OTAs. We're trying to get it ready to go to minicamp, which then we're trying to get ready to go train, so then we can go to training camp. So there's kind of just understanding where we're at and what we're trying to achieve.
So along those lines, what can you, within the rules and regulations of this phase of the offseason, what can you get done football-wise on the field?
Well, you can get a lot done. It's a lot of skill development. There's a lot of communication. There's a lot of situational work. There's a blend. I think you're trying to expose them as much schematically as we think is. There's a balance. How much do you do it? Do you just give them the nuts and bolts? You try to give them all the things that they need to be exposed to. For us, it's probably somewhere in the middle, so they can hear it. So then when they go back to training camp, they've physically done those things, and then, situationally, you're not running plays in a vacuum. Everything's kind of within context. So, trying to train the guys up on how we do what we do and when and why.
How much different for you in year 3 with 2 years of banked experience, kind of walking through entire off seasons? How much different is this than maybe year 1, Mike Macdonald?
I think we've all changed and grown, especially I feel like I have. It's a little bit different type of growth. I think it's fair to say we reinvent, but we really there's a lot of new last year that we felt like we needed to build, coming off the first year. And then this year it's more, how do we take what we have, that we're proud of what we have, our foundation, and how do we continue to grow with the new, we're all kind of new. Believe it or not, we're all kind of new. We have new experiences. Guys, had life experiences that they dealt with. We have a ton of new faces in the room. So how can we be us without, feeling like we're tied to who we've been last year,
Mm-hmm.
So it's more like, hey, we built last year, got from 1 year 1 to year 2. Now it's, okay, how do we take what we have and push it to the next iteration of this 2016.
Well, I don't think I'm alone in loving the phrase "run it forward." It's such a great way of describing kind of everything you just said, I think. How did you come up with the phrase? I'm curious what the process was of how did you arrive at "run it forward"?
Yeah, I think we might be making a little bit too big of a deal of like the new thing. Like it's really. It was really just hey, let's put the thing in perspective of what we're actually trying to achieve.
So somebody said to you, you're going to run it back, and you're like, I'm not going to run it back. We're going to run it forward.
I heard it was an aha. I heard it was an aha moment hiking Mount Si. That's what I heard. You just had one of those brilliant aha moments.
Yeah, the clouds parted. Actually, I haven't climbed Mount Si. I've done Little Si, but I haven't done Mount Si. But it's like a couple of conversations I've had with guys. Like I did John Corden's podcast, and we have a great relationship, and that was really the first. I was fresh off the Super Bowl, and he said like, hey, like the science shows if teams that have the mentality of defending championships haven't had as much success when they look at it through like it's a new challenge, is kind of the foundational part of it, and then then you start hearing people saying run it back, and that just felt like it was just kind of not forward-looking enough, for the way that we operate. And so, you try. There's a little bit of try to be catchiness in there, but it's also paint a picture. You want to paint a picture of the guys the best you can, where they can feel like, hey, this is what we're all trying to achieve. And so that's how we came up with it.
We'll dig into more of this with the Seahawks, but we have had, Mike, a lot of conversation about a guy that was in that building a long time, and a 9-time Pro Bowler, 8-time, I think, as a Seahawk, was Russell Wilson, who announced his retirement yesterday. My crack research shows that Mike Macdonald was on the sidelines facing Russell Wilson twice in your career. It was, and I may be wrong on this, but it was 2019, October 2019 at Seattle, the infamous, famous Lamar Jackson, John Harbaugh, let's go for it. What do you want to do game? Yep. And then the really just beautiful football, 10-9 win for Baltimore. Yeah, in 2022.
Yeah. Shout out to Clint Kubiak.
10-9er. That was a really hard fought one.
We had this awesome thing on third down ready to go, oiled up, and like it would have been epic. And one of our guys like made it like an audible on his own. And I still haven't. That would have been. It would have been just the coolest thing ever.
You don't seem over it.
No, I mean that's actually the first. Well, that and they hit us on a grab route.
Yeah, those grab routes get you.
Yeah, I think we were in fire zone. Yeah, that was not good.
What do you remember about Russ facing him and in his prime?
Well, the 20. I mean, I remember when you're not like exposed when you're in like a different atmosphere of the NFL, you don't cross paths with the NFC West in the former life. Mm-hmm. And so you kind of knew 2015 actually, the Seahawks came in and just absolutely smoked us. I think Doug Baldwin went for like 8,000 yards in that game on all over routes out of 1x3. Is crazy. And sorry, so many of the things you think about with games. I think the thing with Russ was like there was like a lore behind him before you faced him, and then you kind of dig into the analytics and you're like, damn, this guy's really good, And so it was just it was kind of like a pick your poison type of thing, He'd either beat you right now or he'd get you later. It's just like, it was just like he was a great player, man. He's a great player.
I love the way he would run read option early in his career. It really hadn't been a big part of the NFL until then. Uh-huh. And we know that, the offensive coordinator at the time, Darrell Bevell, hadn't really ever used it until he got Russ and was like, okay, wait a minute. This is a unique skill set, and it pairs so well with what Marshawn does. facing an offense that does that, what does it do to a defensive coordinator?
Well, I remember that in that 2015 game. I mean, what's the right word? Whatever. They were rolling, but it was it was a lot of the gun run stuff, and a lot of times he's not keeping it, and a lot of times they're blocking the edge, but it's something that you have to account for, and so it makes you. It just doesn't let you put your foot on the gas all the time. Now you are go back to the defending thing. You're now kind of like protecting yourself a lot more than you feel like you are able to or you want to. But yeah, great player, man. I mean, awesome player.
Let's spin it forward to today and talk about the guy who got paid, Derek Hall. I was psyched about that, and I love head neck. Have you heard him called? Quandre Diggs tweeted, "Congrats to head neck."
That's a first for me.
It's fitting, though, when you look at him. Headneck's a pretty good nickname. Mike's not going to say a word on that one. Smart man.
I mean, there's like
we'll go for a
our guys might say pause there.
I enjoyed listening to him yesterday, though, and one of the questions was about being rewarded for putting team over stats. How important is that for your team? And how well does he exemplify that?
What do you mean being rewarded for team?
I mean, getting a new contract and being somebody who's going to stick around here long term. And the idea that he would, was more concerned with doing his job to help the team as opposed to
chasing sacks, chasing numbers, chasing, what a lot of, seemingly some people do.
I've never really, I think we've always just seen D Hall as like our type of guy. We love having him in the building. He's a great person. He's a great teammate. He operates the way that we want, just like bringing it every day, great attitude, but like also with some edge to him, like he's got his own flavor of how he talks, talks to teammates and, gets guys going, and he's just full of life, man. And then as a player, I mean, just a great player that we feel like has a even brighter future. We feel like this is just the beginning of where his career can go. And, we've never had a conversation about like what his pass rush productivity has been. You feel it, and you also feel like where it can go. I have no idea how many sacks he has or what he had last year. Don't really care, But I do care about the way he plays and how he plays and what his ability is, and I think that shows you like what we think about him.
Process over results. So the T-shirt and that logo on a bunch of the T-shirts here and in the off season. How do you continue to chase that? Becomes such a popular phrase, seemingly in every sport, trickling all the way down to high school and youth sports. How do you continue to chase that?
Well, that came from Danny and the guys in the weight room, and I love our off-season program and the way that they designed it. And this year had its own flavor of it because it was a little bit shorter and. Just a little bit different style, but another example of us just, kind of attacking our, the way we do things and trying to evolve. But I think it just goes to like, it's just easier said than done, Brock. Like everyone says it, but like I think it's really up to us as a leadership and the coaches to hold like. What we're kind of scoring or whatever, or what we care about, and the feedback that we give is all about what the inputs are. And I part of the message of the team is I want us to play like that. I want our guys to feel like they can go let it rip because they have done the work, and then we kind of just let go of the result. And to me, if I was a player, I mean, wouldn't you want to play like that? Wouldn't that kind of free you up to go throw your fastball every time rather than worry about what could possibly happen? I know, sometimes I got to take my own coaching on that. Like when you're calling plays, you got to trust your process and let the players make it come to life. But so it's just kind of all of us deciding on how we want to operate. How we want to hold people accountable.
Mike Macdonald with us. Year 2 for Nick Eamon-Wari. What is ahead of him?
There's more things that Nick can do on the field, and I think you're looking at a balance of sharpening the things that he did last year, which is really great. I mean, he had a tremendous year, but so let's go attack a lot of the fundamentals of what he was doing last year to even make it more potent. But then there's also some opportunities that aren't big stretches in terms of asking him what he can do, but where we can play him things like that. We haven't hit it as much up to this point. It's kind of back to laying a foundation. And then once we get to camp, I think we're going to let the team and his skill set and like where he is preparation wise kind of dictate where we can take it. But right now we haven't seen anything that he hasn't been able to do on the football field, which is really cool.
It was interesting. Brock had a great idea to talk to a few of the quarterbacks who faced your team last year. We had Phillip Rivers on the show. We had Kirk Cousins on the show. And both of them pointed to him. Just what a nightmare he was for them to prepare for, because he can stop the run and he can stop the pass, and that combo was just very difficult for them to deal with as a quarterback. How important is that type of player for what you're trying to accomplish?
Well, for our team right now, Nick's extremely important. But I don't want to diminish what Nick can do, but we're building the team around the team that we have, and so we have players that can do extraordinary things. Nick's one of those people, and so we're going to do everything we can to make that come to life. Devin Witherspoon's another player like that. Leonard Williams is a guy like that. Murph's a guy like that. We got a lot of guys that are really good football players that we want to let them do the things they can do, and so that's what makes it important, because we do want to chase that stuff. And it's schematically it's cool. Like, you can move that guy around, but you're not doing it just because you think it's cool. You're doing it because you think it's putting us and him in an advantageous situation. And that's just how we think about it, So, I mean, could we play great defense if Nick couldn't find his helmet? Well, we better be able to. We better be able to play great defense if someone can't find his chin strap sometime.
You got any feel for this rookie class yet? A couple months in?
Yeah. I mean, I think the guys we're doing a walk and talk as we speak. Like, it's finishing up right now. But I think what our team needs right now, one of the biggest things we need is just to continue to, like we say, being tough and connected. We got to still keep coming together. There's a lot of new faces. They're going through it right now. There's a lot of information. There's a lot of scheme that they got to deal with, which is good. They're being stressed, and like, it's a through not around thing. Just keep plugging away. They got a great attitude. They got a great spirit, and I think as you go through the process, you will feel their personalities start to come out. Latter part of this off-season program, and definitely through training camp.
Because of some of the challenges with noise and construction and everything, you can't possibly put Spoon and Bud Clark together on a walk and talk, right? I mean, that would be just.
That'd be awesome.
You're not doing that, are you?
I can't tell that lie. I don't know if they're in the same group today or not, but I'm sure I can soon find out.
What does that conversation sound like? What does a Spoon and Bud Clark conversation sound like?
Shoot, I mean,
a lot like a Mike Macdonald interview, I would guess, very similar.
Yeah, a lot of pauses.
Quiet.
A lot of introspective thought.
In his own head, thinking about how he wants it to come out perfectly.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
That sounds like Spoon.
That sounds about
That's
right.
the guy I heard yesterday running down the field to get to the other drill to celebrate with his team when they had an interception.
They're great. I mean, really, our whole defensive backfield has a great energy and great spirit about them. But we're excited to have Bud join the crew.
Yeah, what do those two pieces bring, right? Bud and let's go to Neil. And I know there were other guys in the rookie class later as well.
Yeah.
But what do they bring with obviously Kobe and Reek and some guys moving on? What's the new inputs look like?
Well, I mean, there's great competition in that room, and I don't know what the opening day roster is going to look like and who's going to be playing where yet, and that's good. That means we got a lot of really good players that have a great opportunity in front of them to carve out a great role for themselves. So that's kind of where we're at, and so we're really excited to add all those guys. And I think you can see with a couple of guys like Bud can play multiple positions. That's something that we have to manage as a coaching staff, of like expose him to things that he can do, similar to Nick's situation, but also let him make sure he's coached up and ready to roll at safety as well. So it's been fun.
Mike, what was your reaction when you heard that Hard Knocks was going to be featuring the Seattle Seahawks?
Good.
You were psyched about it. It's what you wanted.
Yeah. Well, man, to me, me, it's like John told me, and I was like, all right, man, let's do it. So, I mean, good. It's a new season. Like, it's going to be, I think, like, it is what it is. And if you go look at it with a bad attitude, I think you're going to get a bad result. But I think if we look at it through the lens of, we haven't really talked about it as a team yet, but I think if you look at it through the lens of like, hey, this is an opportunity for us to be us. And again, trust what's going to end up coming out to the rest of the world. But unless we're us, then that's not going to come out. And so let's just focus on being us. I think it's that simple. Now, you get a camera crew rolling around. I'm mic'd up every day. Like, we'll learn and adapt and do all those type of things. It's all good.
Hey, how much energy do you spend, resource, this time of year, kind of keyed in or understanding what's going on in other markets, like, say, L.A., and obviously the big news of trading for Myles Garrett? Does that hit your radar, or is it just kind of an internal focus?
Yeah, I mean, like you hear about what's going on. You don't, like, follow it, but we got TVs on, and you got the social media verse. So, yeah.
Your reaction was the same for that? Good? You were psyched when they got Myles Garrett?
Yeah, it's just like there's so much that has to happen between now and when we even start playing games. So it's like, okay, great. Myles is a great player. He was in Cleveland when I was when I was coaching for the Ravens, and Jared Verse is a great player. We've gone against him, and now he's going to be playing for the Browns. So we'll adjust accordingly. I mean, it's like we have so much we have to figure out in our room. And it's exciting. Like, the NFL, there's people moving around, and, it's kind of the way of the off season. It's built that way for a reason. And I think it's great for our game that people are excited about it.
It's interesting. You were talking about a lot of the new faces here, and obviously there are a lot, but in NFL terms, it sure feels like a lot of continuity. Mm-hmm. How important is that for the idea of running it forward and being able to do what you've done?
Well, I think, I don't want to speak for John here, but there's a lot of guys that we love that are on our team. So let's keep them let's keep as many as we can. I think coaching staff wise included. So I don't see why you'd be in the business of trying to break it up or anything like that. And I think we also have a lot of guys on our team that we feel like can really get like significantly better and have like carve out really more like significantly, roles that, will take their game to another level and help us. So that's really what we're focusing on, is getting those guys better to become a new team. Like, you could have guys on our team that have, more significant roles than they did last year, and that's really exciting. That means they're growing and getting better.
I was here watching practice yesterday. Is there any chance Sam Darnold's not your starting quarterback when the season? I mean, just want to make sure he's still the starter no matter what, right?
I may or may not have thought about that yesterday when Dave told me that I was coming on today.
It was a dumb question. Well, it wasn't a dumb question, but obviously it was a crazy question.
It was crazy is how we described it.
Crazy question, yeah. Here's another maybe crazy question. Just watching him yesterday.
About Sam?
No, about Milroe. He's so freaking athletic. I mean, just seeing him out there, he might be, if he's not the best athlete, he's in that conversation. It's so hard to think about the fact that he's not on the field very often.
Yeah.
As a coach, are you looking for ways to just get that athleticism out on the field somehow?
Well, the short answer is yeah, but I think where our focus is and where his focus is like, just how good can we get? How much can you grow your game? Just day by day, and he's doing that. I mean, this guy's got a great process. I think our coaches are doing a great job with him. Drew Locke's a stud. He's helping him out. Drew's kind of the connective tissue in the room, and I think you've seen and you've felt the growth that Jalen's had over the course of the year, and I'm really excited about it. Now, like at some point, do we, is it the best for the team for us to have Jalen out there? Let's do it. Let's do it. I'm sure he feels the same way.
Yeah, fair to expect, Mike, with mandatory camp next week that we'll see everybody on the roster available, or if not available in practice because of injury, but everybody will be out there.
Yeah, I mean, I think so. You guys know something I don't?
No.
No, I got nothing.
All right.
I got nothing.
In fact, we know very little. Even, we know very, very little.
Yeah, they'll be here.
So you are going, just to make sure, Sam's going to be the starter. That's still, okay. I just want to make sure we're on the same page, winning a Super Bowl and all that. All right, Mike, we got to let you go. Unfortunately, it's all the time we have for today. I know.
Really fast.
Sorry about that.
I know. Don't be. That was great. You ready to start doing this again in a couple of months?
Yeah.
15 Mondays, but who's counting? Yeah, 15 Mondays.
15 Mondays to the opener?
We get to hang out again.
Well, they open on a Wednesday, bro.
I understand.
Talking to him on a Thursday morning.
So are we going? When are we going? Are we going on Thursday?
Yeah, we'll go that Thursday.
Yeah, we will.
We'll be ready.
Book it.
It's going to be a pretty decent night. Ceremony here.
I'm sure you spent a lot of time thinking about what that's going to be like.
What's that?
Raising the banner and the excitement
of
about
the game?
That? Yeah.
No, I haven't thought about it.
Yeah, no, I didn't think so. All right, we'll let you go. Thank you, Coach. Appreciate the time this morning.
Thanks,
Have a good
guys.
practice today.
Good to be back.
That is unique human being Mike Macdonald joined us yesterday, of course, and we'll get some other stuff to react to there a little bit later in the show. All right, up next, there's a lot of reasons the Mariners have played better in their last 9 games, but I think one might stand above them all. It's next on Brock and Salk.
Think you know the Mariners? Not if you aren't subscribed to the Daily Mariners newsletter from Seattle Sports.
That's what they've been waiting for.
The latest Mariners news and injury updates, exclusives from Mariners insider Shannon Dreyer.
You look at the pieces and how it works.
Plus the best takes and breakdowns from your favorite Seattle Sports hosts and contributors.
The Mariners seem to be trying to build something that I think is a little bit more sustainable.
The Daily Mariners newsletter.
Monster solo home run.
Subscribe at seattlesports.com/newsletter.
Shopping for a new Mazda? Shop the West Coast's largest Mazda dealer, Mazda of Everett. With more new Mazdas in stock than any dealer in the region. Shop over 780 new Mazdas. Click on the Mazda of Everett price. At Mazda of Everett, exceptional customer satisfaction is the standard. Plus, at Mazda of Everett, you negotiate directly with the owner. Locally owned, trusted by thousands. Shop MazdaofEverett.com and see why we're #1.
Yay to Bruce, the streaming king.
With quantum fiber internet, he's gonna binge.
He wants more, he's got to have more.
More bedtime true crime.
More podcasts in the shower.
Quantum fiber Wi-Fi has the power. More
fast internet speed. He's got the gigs to go big. Bring him the game
right now.
And his royal we.
More sports non-stop. His quantum fiber's on top. Yay to you.
Switch today at quantumfiber.com. Limited availability, service and speed in select locations only.
Hi, Chef John Howie here. For 24 years, my team and I at Sea Star Restaurant and Raw Bar have called Bellevue home. We serve fresh, locally sourced seafood, farm fresh produce and poultry, and great steaks. At Sea Star, we like to say there's something for everyone, from the carnivore to the pescatarian to the vegetarian. Come see for yourself at Sea Star Restaurant and Raw Bar in Bellevue. SeaStarRestaurant.com, SeaStarRestaurant.com.
Dave Wyman here, brand new member of Harborstone Credit Union, and I got my PNW Cashback checking account for free. No fees or minimums, and when I make everyday purchases with my Harborstone PNW Cashback debit card, I earn up to $30 each month. Gas, groceries, coffee, travel, lunch, all categories count toward your cashback. Open your free account online like I did. Go to harborstone.com/cash or visit one of their 30 branches across the Northwest.
Insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
Guys, tired all the time? Gaining weight? Low drive? These aren't just signs of aging. They could be low testosterone or other underlying issues. This June, for Men's Health Month, Revive Men's Health in Seattle is offering a free comprehensive wellness panel, a $400 value. It checks your testosterone, blood sugar, cholesterol, kidney, liver, thyroid, and heart health. No guessing, just answers. Over 100,000 men have trusted Revive to get real results. More energy, better sleep, improved mood, and confidence that shows. If something feels off, don't wait. Take control and protect your long-term health by knowing your numbers. This offer ends June 30th. Schedule your free comprehensive wellness panel today. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com. Feel better, live stronger. Start now.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment? That's a lie. Most timeshares can be bought online for $1. To find out what your timeshare is worth and to cancel it, call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit kit free with all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley for your free exit info guide. 800-771-1300. That's 800-771-1300.
Snapshot from Progressive wasn't created for just anybody. Oh no, we made it for you. Gradual breakers. You keep your eyes on the road, so you've seen it all. As long as it all happened directly in front of you, like a Swedish masseuse, your foot knows exactly the right amount of pressure to apply to the brake. That's why your passengers feel totally relaxed with you behind the wheel and occasionally super sleepy. With Snapshot, safe drivers like you get personalized rates based on your driving habits. Sign up today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Snapshot not available in California or from all agents.
This Father's Day, do more with Dad and spend less with low prices guaranteed at the Home Depot. Get him fired up with a new grill and accessories, like the Next Grill 5-burner for just $299, so you can spend more time together while he becomes the grill master he was always meant to be. Or build memories with savings on top brand power tools so you can tackle projects side by side. Gift more and do more together this Father's Day with help from the Home Depot. Exclusions apply. See HomeDepot.com/price match for details.
Knock, knock, Capital One Bank guy.
Wow, Charles Barkley?
I just moved into the neighborhood. Can I borrow some Wi-Fi?
Sure, Chuck. That's what the Capital One Cafe is here for. Open 7 days a week.
Oh, can I use your ATM? My dog walker only takes cash.
Anything for a neighbor.
Can I try the catchphrase?
Sure, take it for a spin.
There's no fees or minimums on Capital One checking accounts.
Nice, Chuck. I'll take it from here. Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Visit CapitalOne.com/bank guide for details. Capital One and a member FDIC.
Let's go!
This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports.
Give me a freaking auto!
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, this is Brock and Salk on Seattle Sports.
I don't read the internet, guys.
Take the bull by the hands.
And Brooke, you are. And Brooke, you are.
Now here are your hosts, Brock Eward and Mike Salk.
So we've gone over this. There are a lot of reasons why the Mariners have played better in the last 9 games or so, right? We spent like a couple days this whole week kind of going through all of the various things that have changed for them and really helped. If you had to point to one, is it Colt? Is it Colt? Of all of the things, and all the the pitching obviously has been great. We know, I mean, baseball's such a team game in that way where one person can't be it. But if you had to point to one, is it Colt? It feels like maybe it's Colt.
Yeah, I mean,
well, let me read you
this is difficult because we know that baseball is largely a sport of independent contractors that each got to kind of do their job. Now, does Colt hitting 9th in the lineup help the pitchers? Does he benefit them? Is his pop?
Well, and I'm not saying he does. I don't know whether I'm saying, again, it's not saying he's the only reason. It's saying if you could only point to one, what are you pointing at? If you could only point to one player or one single difference. Yeah, I'm not saying he helps the pitchers or anything like that, but yeah, I think if I have to point at one, I'm pointing at Colt. Like I think that is probably, and Brock, good on you for being the person to say like it was time to bring up Colt a couple days later. A day later maybe they did it, and I would think you would have to say that they have played their best baseball since then.
Yeah, I mean, he has certainly, gosh, the other funny one, Salk, is, and it was a graphic they put up the other day in the final game of what your 2 catchers have done. Because you brought this up the other day. You brought this up the other day, like the delta, the difference between what Colt is doing and, unfortunately,
I think that's why
I've got to do
it. I think that's why. Yes, you're right. The backup catchers have been great. It's been nice since Cal.
And actually,
wasn't
like
hitting.
their OPS plus compared to what Cal's was.
It's been great.
It's been remarkable.
From Daniel
That's been
Kramer
the most
yesterday.
surprising. I think that's the most surprising. But yeah, there is a strong argument for Colt Emerson.
From Daniel Kramer yesterday. Emerson's slash line is 255, 333, 549, which is an 882 OPS. Through 57 plate appearances. And the number that really stands out is his slugging percentage, as 8 of his first 13 hits have been for extra bases, including the home run he crushed in his first career hit. He's also seeing 4.31 pitches per plate appearance, well above the MLB average of 3.88, a number that underscores his disciplined approach. So those numbers are all correct. As we've said, I mean, that 882 OPS is pretty impressive. But when you look at it next to and across from Leo Rivas's 434, Brock, it's double.
Poor Leo.
Double. That is an enormous difference. Again, that's 29 OPS plus, meaning he is 71% worse than an average major leaguer, versus Colt Emerson being 50% better than the average. Right. That 120-point delta, I mean, like, that is just, it's really, it's a huge deal. He has changed the lineup in so many ways. Curtis Rogers did his, I had a dream last night that Curtis got into medical school. I'm going to have to talk to him about that.
He did.
Did he?
He did.
Is that a real thing? Like, did that actually happen?
Green River Tech Medical School.
I'm telling you, I had a dream last night that Curtis got into medical school, and I was like, dude, congrats. And he was like, yeah, no, it was a while ago. And I felt bad that I hadn't told him, but congratulations, Curtis. In my dreams, you're going to medical school.
Was that a melatonin? Do you take a little melatonin?
No, I just
sugar. You have
just
a little
overtired. You know, just a little overtired.
A glass of wine before
On
bed?
Curtis's extra innings show yesterday, he talked to JJ Cooper from Baseball America. Here's what he said about Colt.
The fact that he's doing this at that age, because we just said, like I said, with pitchers it doesn't matter as much. With hitters, it really does. We're talking about someone who has not yet turned 21, and he does not look out of place on a big league diamond. That's very hard to do.
So as I was thinking about this yesterday, Brock, and look, we can argue about other things. It was more of an opportunity to talk about Colt and how good he's been. But at the end of the day, what I think I would take this back to is not just Colt himself, which has been great, not just the drafting and development of Colt, which we've talked about this week, which has been great, and kudos to their entire organization for the way they've drafted and developed him. But, this is the Brock and Salk Show. We don't just give you surface level analysis. We try to go one step above. We try to take this one more level.
Right.
Don't always succeed, but we try at least. This is why, Brock, this is why you rebuilt. And I don't just mean so that you had talent in your organization like Colt Emerson, although obviously that's a part of it. But this specifically, this is what was missing during the Cano, Cruz, Seager era, where the Mariners were close, but they didn't have this. They didn't have a farm system that, however many games it was, 50 games into the season, could spit out a Colt Emerson to replace a Leo Rivas after Brendan Donovan gets hurt. If your version of Brendan Donovan had gotten hurt on the Cano, Cruz, Seager team, you might have had a Leo Rivas style backup for a little while. But when that eventually ran its course, you know what you didn't have? Top tier prospects ready to take their place.
Yeah.
And that is why ultimately they made the decision to tear it down and build it back up. Now, you can argue about how long it took, and it definitely took longer than anybody thought it would, certainly them. At least according to, the comments they made when they started the rebuild. But this is why it gets done. So that you have him ready to go, so that later in the year you're going to have Sloan, you're going to have Anderson. Like, having those pieces to call up and help, in addition to being able to make the trades you need to get put over the top, that's why they did this. And I would think that today feels like it's been very successful.
And alongside that, right there, kind of married to that, is having a very clear, this is who we are kind of identity. We are a draft and develop team, and we're going to throw enormous resources at that. We're going to throw enormous monies at our personnel department, at our projection and scouting and analytics department. And we're going to retain really good people. Scott Hunter is not going to go anywhere else. We're going to take great care of him so he can draft. And you know what? We're going to also have a bunch of draft capital. Remember that year, wasn't he part of 3 first-round draft picks? Yep. Didn't they draft 3 guys in that first round in that class? And baseball is a funny, difficult game to project. And right now, Johnny Farmello has been banged up, and we'll see. I mean, there's been some stops and some starts and some certainly praise and not much momentum this year. And then he traded Ty Pete. He's already out of the organization, but the one that's left is up and making an enormous difference. So you better do what you say you're going to do, right? When you rebuilt this thing, and that was, we're going to be a draft and develop team. And then if you say you're going to do that, you better do it well.
So agreed. I think, but the point here is, in addition, yes, you're right. They do that, and they do a very good job with it. And that has been, as we've talked about, draft, develop, trade, and retain has kind of been their model for sustainable competition against both the high and low spending teams around them. right? The low-spending teams that churn and the high-spending teams that go through free agency, or even the teams like the Rangers that are going to be up and down in payroll, go for it, and then sell mode. The Mariners are trying something different. It's a different approach, and draft, develop, trade, and resign absolutely lends itself to that. But you couldn't succeed without the organizational completeness that they have now, right? Like you're gonna have baseball just has so many ups and downs. We talk about that all the time.
There's multiple waves, right? There was when the rebuild started.
Yes.
There's going to be this wave of pitching, but it's going to be kind of a dearth of position players. And now it feels like you kind of got your position players in Cole and Colt, and now here's the pitching. And by the way, here comes the next wave of pitching.
Yep.
And by the way, here hopefully comes the next wave of position players.
And that's great from an organizational standpoint. But when the ups and downs occur during a competitive year for your big league team,
you better have 40 strong.
You better be 40 strong because you're not going to get it done with 26. Nope. You're going to need other guys along the way. And when those guys are Colt Emerson instead of Nick Franklin, that's a really, really big difference. All right. Quick break, Brock. Let's come back, give everybody everything they need to know. I know you're going to take off, although we'll get you for Blue 88. And then, G and Stacy and a whole lot more. So be right back. I'm Brock and Salk.
Have you downloaded the Seattle Sports app?
We're going to have a challenge right here.
What are you waiting for?
Listen to this.
Every pitch.
Here comes the 3-2.
Every game.
Swung on and missed. Got him.
One app for free.
How about that, folks?
The Seattle Sports app. Every game.
Julio racing back.
Right in the palm of your hands.
Makes a leap and makes the catch.
Plus the latest Mariners news, insider access, video, and podcasts.
They got it. Wow.
The Seattle Sports app.
Ever think, man, I'm not good enough to get a handicap? Actually, that's one of the best reasons to get one. Michael Bump is here. A handicap index helps you track your progress and see improvement over time, round after round. And it's not just for great golfers. It's for any golfer who wants to get better and know where their game stands. And getting one is easy. Just sign up through WA Golf, post your scores, and after 3 18-hole rounds, you've got it. See your progress, track your game, get better. Learn more at wagolf.org/710.
Get ready. Seattle soccer fever is taking over. Join us at noon on Friday, June 19th at Muckleshoot Casino Resort as the U.S. men's national team takes the field. Brought to you by Seattle Sports. Plus, don't miss your chance to meet a Seattle Sports on-air personality who'll be on site with exclusive giveaways all game long. You could win a 2-year lease on a Mini Cooper from Seattle BMW Mini. And the first 200 guests get a free hot dog and chips. Be there June 19th at Muckleshoot Casino Resort.
I have the power!
Masters of the Universe has arrived in IMAX. Does it feel good? Critics agree it's the most fun you'll have at the theaters this summer. It's hugely entertaining. Wow. A nostalgic blast. It truly has the power.
Let him do his thing.
Experience it on the biggest screen possible.
How does it feel to be the mighty warrior?
Pretty great. Masters of the Universe, rated PG-13. May be inappropriate for children under 13. Now playing in premium large formats in IMAX.
Looking for the best deal on a new home? Discover the D.R. Horton Home of the Week. With new home communities from Lacey to Stanwood, D.R. Horton has the right home for the best value. Visit drhorton.com. D.R. Horton, America's builder, an equal housing opportunity builder.
This summer, go electric and save big at Toyota of Kirkland. The all-new Toyota CHR delivers 338 horsepower, standard all-wheel drive, and up to 287 miles of range. Check out the Toyota BZ, the EV SUV built for the Northwest. Their expert team is ready to walk you through every feature. Take a test drive today and take that car home the same day. Visit their incredible showroom today at Toyota of Kirkland. Summer savings are happening now. ToyotaofKirkland.com.
O'Brien. If you've been in a wreck or a fender bender,
You have the right to take your vehicle to any repair facility, not just where your insurance company tells you to go. Accurate Auto Body has been family owned and operated since 1994, and they work for you, not your insurance company. With over 25 years of auto repair work, they'll exceed your expectations.
we meet by accident, fixing every last bit. Accurate Auto Body.
At Accurate Auto Body, all their work is performed by certified technicians, only using OEM parts to guarantee the safety of you and your family. For the best in auto body collision repair and customer service, give them a call at 425-883-2450 or AccurateAutoBodyWA.com. Your insurance company may not love them, but you will, because
we meet by accident, fixing every last bit. Accurate Auto Body.
Stacy here for ARC, a fully electric boat that feels like a luxury EV. ARC boats are easy to operate with significantly less maintenance and service. Book a demo just like I did. They'll pick you up if you can't make it to Kirkland. Go to arcboats.com/demo. That's arcboats.com/demo.
Heading outdoors or on the water this weekend? Check in with Joey and Nelly on the Outdoor Line from 6 to 8 a.m. every Saturday on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
Immaculate greens, unrivaled natural beauty, championship caliber conditions. Loomis Trail is the epitome of Northwest golf. With water in play on nearly every hole and tree-lined fairways, Loomis Trail provides a fantastic golf experience for those that want a challenge and those looking for a fun getaway. What round are you up for? Tee times available online at golfloomis.com. Start planning your perfect golf getaway today.
Your property is almost perfect, if it wasn't for that troublesome tree or stump. Stop looking at it and mowing around it. P&D Tree Service will remove it for you. If it's one tree or 15 trees, a small yard, or land clearing, P&D Tree will do it safely and quickly, turning multi-day jobs into a few hours, saving you time and money. They'll clear trees and stumps away from homes, leaving a clean yard to enjoy. They specialize in large tree removal. Ever seen a tree removed by crane? PNDTreeService.com.
Progressive's accident response can detect and send help when you need it most, after a major car accident. But other accidents, you're on your own. Like when you accidentally call your wife Mom. When you accidentally say Happy Holidays on someone's birthday. When you accidentally wave at someone you thought was waving at you. We can't help with those accidents, but Progressive's accident response provides peace of mind after major car accidents. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Limited availability in California. Driver is responsible for emergency and towing charges not covered by the policy.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment? That's a lie. Most timeshares can be bought online for $1. To find out what your timeshare is worth and to cancel it, call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit kit free with all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley for your free exit info guide. 800-771-1300. That's 800-771-1300.
Need to know.
15 minutes past every hour with Brock and Salk.
Presented by Marquee Data. Here's what you need to know. Up first.
Yeah, cool opportunity ahead of the Mariners as they head out on the road now. 10-game trip. They go to Detroit. They go to Baltimore for 4, and then to D.C. It's funny, of those teams, the one that wasn't really supposed to compete this year was the Nationals. They're actually probably the one playing the best baseball. Starts tonight, Brian Wu, Framber Valdez, 3-game rematch of the 5-game ALDS last year. I think you remember how that one came to a close.
We go the stretch. Canely has got to throw a strike. The 3-2 pitch on the way. Swung out, line drive, base hit right field. Jorge Polanco with a walk-off single, and the Mariners are going to play for the American League Championship. The Mariners win the battle in Seattle in 15 innings. The Mariners win it 3-2. The Mariners will be on their way to Toronto to take on the Blue Jays. What an epic game. 15 innings. Jorge Polanco's getting mobbed out in left field. The Mariners win it. Polanco with a single into right field. J.P. Crawford scores. And in 15 innings, it's the Mariners over the Tigers. A final score of 3-2. This will go down as one of the greatest games in the history of the Mariners franchise.
I don't think there's any doubt about that. And, you know, I think if you would ask me right then at the end of the heck game, all right, what's it gonna look like when the Mariners and Tigers play next? I don't think I would have had the Mariners being where they are, but the Tigers being 25-38. Honestly, that would not have dawned on me that they would be in these sorts of dire straits, but they have not played good baseball at all. And obviously, missing Tarek Skubal. So weird spot for them to be in, but a good opportunity, hopefully, for the Mariners to take advantage of a team that has not done what everybody thought they would do this year.
Here's the second thing you need to know.
Yeah, and look, the Mariners have played a lot better recently. John Morosi on with Wyman and Bob earlier this week explains why this was going to happen eventually.
My feeling has always been the Mariners are the best of those three teams because of the way they pitch. And the pitching will allow them to not go into prolonged losing streaks, and similarly gives them the chance at a prolonged winning streak. And that's exactly where they're at right now. They've integrated some young talent into the group. The bullpen has evened itself out. And again, as much as the piggybacking thing was a bit of a controversy, and still is to some extent, what it did on Sunday was you had a well-pitched game for 10 innings in which only 2 pitchers touched the baseball. That's really hard to do. So I think by and large, the Mariners are doing the things we knew they could do on a more consistent basis, even as they've been missing their most important player for a substantial portion of the year.
Yeah, that is probably the most remarkable part of this. So remember in August, Mariners are going to do this big 50 celebration with the 50 greatest players. Ken Griffey Jr. is going to be the commissioner, though, for an alumni home run derby. Captains of the two teams are Jay Buhner and Nelson Cruz. I'm curious if that means they're going to hit. Nelly can still hit, right? I know Buhner's rocked up enough to do it. Ichiro, Mike Cameron, Ryan Healy, Bucky Jacobson, Austin Nola, Steven Romero, Ryan Rowan Smith, all set to participate. And, Ryan's a pitcher, so getting out there and doing this, we'll see what that looks like. I'm looking forward to it's a fun idea. I do think that it'd be, there's some other guys you'd love to see there. Thank you to the texter earlier who said Mike Zunino. I'd like to see Carlos Peguero out there. That guy can still hit tanks. Is Vogelback still playing? Or could we get Daniel Vogelback out there? Because he's always up for a home run derby. He'd be a perfect home run derby candidate.
He is, he's a coach now.
Let's get Vogelback out there. He'd be phenomenal at doing this.
He's assistant hitting coach for the Brewers.
Okay. Well, if he's not, too busy that day, have him come be a part of the alumni home run derby. I think he'd be great at it.
Here's the third thing you need to know.
All right, great to see the Seahawks back out on the practice field yesterday for their final OTA. The mandatory minicamp will start next week. Byron Murphy, like everybody, with the company line, understandably, on how they're still moving forward, not backwards.
Of course, we want Super Bowl, so you can get into that state of mind to where, okay, we can relax now, we can chill. But not here, we just got that mindset, like Mike said, running forward, in order, to keep having success or to get to that ultimate goal again that we want, we gotta put in the same work we did last year, but more.
Same work we did last year, but more, and obviously that starts now. And there are new faces, including a couple of guys in the secondary that were drafted pretty high, Bud Clark and Julian Neal. We asked Mike Macdonald about them yesterday.
Well, there's great competition in that room, and I don't know what the opening day roster is going to look like and who's going to be playing where yet, and that's good. That means we got a lot of really good players that having a great opportunity in front of them to carve out a great role for themselves. So that's kind of where we're at, and so we're really excited to add all those guys, and I think you can see with a couple of guys like Bud can play multiple positions. That's something that we have to manage as a coaching staff of expose him to things he can do, similar to Nick's situation, but also let him make sure he's coached up and ready to roll at safety as well. So it's been fun.
Meanwhile, last night, just a great hockey game. Canes storming back in the third period. They overcome a 2-0 deficit. I was a little worried it wasn't going to go their way, but they score 2. They score a third after a controversial challenge, and then they give up a goal with, a minute and a half left or something, and then go to overtime, and Seth Jarvis gets it done.
All the critics wondering where they've been if they score the game winner in overtime. God's despair. They score! Seth Jarvis quiets the critics and ignites the crowd.
What a call. Great call. Great call from Sean Macdonald. Great game. Game 2 of the NBA will be tonight in San Antonio. And that is everything you need to know. 1:15 every hour here on the Brock and Salk Show. Yes, thank you to everybody who texted in Daeho Lee. Of course that's what we want. Thank you. You're right. Shame on me for not thinking of that. Of course that's what we want. I absolutely 100% want Daeho Lee here for a home run derby in August. Yes. Kevin Martinez, if you're out there, reach out to Daeho Lee. You can bribe him with soft serve. The man loves to eat ice cream. Get Daeho Lee here for the home run derby. That'd be awesome. That'd be awesome. I think my money's on Romero, though. Again, I just after literally listening to him and Taijuan Walker play golf because they were playing on the same course with us and they were so loud with every time they hit the ball. Just crack. I don't know whether he wins that thing or not, but that's where my money's at right now. But if Daeho Lee comes, all bets are off. Yes, I would absolutely love Daeho Lee. That'd be fun. All right, let's see. Coming up, what are we going to do? Oh, I got something for you guys. Stuff from Mike Macdonald yesterday. He said something about the future, and I think it might be time to do a little, I don't know if it's quite a ranking, Maura. I'm not going to put you on the spot like that, but it's ranking adjacent. It's next on Brock and Salk.
Think you know the Mariners? Not if you aren't subscribed to the Daily Mariners newsletter from Seattle Sports.
That's what they've been waiting for.
The latest Mariners news and injury updates, exclusives from Mariners insider Shannon Dreyer.
You look at the pieces and how it works.
Plus the best takes and breakdowns from your favorite Seattle Sports hosts and contributors.
The Mariners seem to be trying to build something that I think is a little bit more sustainable.
The Daily Mariners newsletter.
Monster solo home run.
Subscribe at seattlesports.com/newsletter.
Hey, Mike Salk here for Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel. Cruising into summer is back, and you can do so with trucks and Harley-Davidson's. Drawings every Sunday in June, now through June 28th. Sunday qualifying drawings are 4 to 10 p.m., with Sunday night finale drawings at 10 o'clock. Grand finale drawing, June 28th at noon and at 11 p.m. 4 guests going to get a chance to drive away in a new Ford truck or a Harley-Davidson. How good would that be? You know where to do it. Seattle's closest. Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel. Please game responsibly.
At Uline, they know going the extra mile takes hard work. For companies pushing to go further, Uline will go the distance with you. 24/7, they answer the phone to get you the shipping and industrial supplies you need. Business can move fast. Unexpected large orders, adverse weather, new safety guidelines, and changing economic trends. Uline works hard keeping 41,000 items ready to ship, minimizing detours on your way to the extra mile. Visit uline.com.
Hon, is your new pinball machine in our budget?
KeyBank will meet you in that our money is now our money moment.
Actually, our banker Steve recommended we start a joint checking account for bills and keep our individual accounts for things like, pinball machines.
Did someone say Banker Steve? I was in the neighborhood, in case you had any checking account questions.
Steve, you're always there for us. Now, how quickly can we open that account?
Steve, are you seeing this?
For every financial need, we'll meet you in the moment. KeyBank opens doors. KeyBank member FDIC.
Do you need a new roof? Visit 3treeroofing.com to schedule your free estimate and secure $500 off your project this summer. Our technicians build a custom plan to ensure a high-quality roof installation every time. 3 Tree Roofing, your Puget Sound roofing experts.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
What makes you so different than the rest of us?
We ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Tell me more.
Our investment counselors focus on service over sales, prioritizing clients' needs.
How do you make money?
We don't sell any commission-based products. We have a simple management fee based on the value of our clients' portfolio. So we do better when our clients do better.
What about client portfolios?
We get to know each client, their finances, family, health, lifestyle, and more, and then we tailor a portfolio based on their specific goals and needs.
Your clients really come first then, huh?
Yes, we make them a top priority. Our goal is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement.
Wow, maybe we are different.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it today to cars4kids.org. Call 1-877-CARS4KIDS. Donation is super easy and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call 1-877-CARS4KIDS to donate your car today. That's cars with a K.
Shopping for a new Mazda? Shop the West Coast's largest Mazda dealer, Mazda of Everett. With more new Mazdas in stock than any dealer in the region. Shop over 780 new Mazdas. Click on the Mazda of Everett price. At Mazda of Everett, exceptional customer satisfaction is the standard. Plus, at Mazda of Everett, you negotiate directly with the owner. Locally owned, trusted by thousands. Shop MazdaofEverett.com and see why we're number one.
Ooh, that face. Quantum fiber internet loves that face.
That's Jamila.
Gage Jamila.
She's thinking outside the box from inside the box.
Quantum fiber Wi-Fi keeps her meeting game strong. From the back door to the front lawn.
Rushing all of her video calls. Back to back to back video calls.
Quantum fiber internet blowing the soxies up all those people in all those boxes. Yay to you.
Switch today at quantumfiber.com. Additional pods may be needed to achieve Wi-Fi coverage in some locations. Limited availability. Service in select locations only.
June is Men's Health Month, and Swedish Cyberknife is encouraging men to talk about their own health with family members and medical professionals. Swedish Cyberknife can effectively treat conditions like prostate cancer, which can run in the family. Swedish Cyberknife requires only 5 short treatments, each lasting less than an hour. To learn more about Cyberknife for prostate cancer treatment, go to swedish.org/cyberknifeprostate. Treat prostate cancer with Swedish Cyberknife.
Cyberknife is a registered trademark of Accuray Incorporated and is used with permission.
So what are you reading?
I'm checking out the ratings on the new TVs, and it looks like Samsung, LG, and Sony got the best scores.
Just like last year. What about those new high dynamic range TVs?
They got the highest scores of all, but their prices are really high.
Did you check online?
Yeah, their prices were about the same.
Well, there's one place where we can get a hot deal on those top-rated models.
Where?
At Video Only. Check out the ratings on TV stores.
I see. Video Only scored better than the others.
So, if you want the best deal on the best TVs,
then we should take our TV ratings and head over to top-rated Video Only.
At Video Only, you won't find huge stores with refrigerators or microwaves, but you will find the best deals on top-rated TVs, soundbars, and monitors. Shop around. Just make sure you visit Video Only, because if you don't,
you'll be sorry.
In South Center, Bellevue, Linwood, Federal Way, and Tacoma, Video Only.
This hour of the Brock and Salk Show is powered by Star Rentals, preferred supplier to the West's best contractors.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Brock and Salk.
Weekdays 6 to 10.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Matt in Oregon says, ranking adjacent. Sounds like a segment maybe you used to do. What was it called? List? I think Maura probably has a drop for it. That's what you called our segment, didn't you? That was so mean.
That was one of them. I made some new opens.
That was so mean when you did that.
Big one, I just called it chaos.
Yeah, you really did not treat Justin nor me with a lot of respect.
I mean, I think it was just honest. It was less of a ranking and more of just a let's list as many things as we possibly can.
Yeah, but then at the end, you got to put them into order. I mean, like, it's you just don't want to leave anything out.
It didn't matter at all.
Well, I don't know whether this is a full list or a full ranking. It's, I said, just sort of adjacent to all that. I was thinking through the conversation with Mike Macdonald yesterday, and great as always. It was, he's a fascinating human, and just sort of getting to know him over these last couple of years has been. It's been different. Yeah, I mean, he's so different from the guy that preceded him there in Pete Carroll, and I do get asked about Mike a lot since we have the opportunity to be around him every Monday. But so this jumped out to me. In asking Mike about the continuity on the roster, he got into some of the potential growth that could be ahead of this team.
Well, I think, I don't want to speak for John here, but there's a lot of guys that we love that are on our team. So let's keep them let's keep as many as we can. I think coaching staff wise included. So I don't see why you'd be in the business of trying to break it up or anything like that. And I think we also have a lot of guys on our team that we feel like can really get like significantly better and have like carve out really more like significantly roles that will take their game to another level and help us. So that's really what we're focusing on, is getting those guys better to become a new team. Like you could have guys on our team that have more significant roles than they did last year, and that's really exciting. That means they're growing and getting better.
Okay, so I followed up on that question and asked him if he felt like naming any of those guys, and unsurprisingly, he did not. Not that I was expecting much of an answer there, but it would have been nice. I tried. What can I do? I can't force him to answer those questions, but I thought I would then pass it on to all of you guys, more you included, and who do you think is on that list? Which guys on this current roster do you think he's talking about when he says they could not just get a little bit better, but a lot better, that they think there's a lot more left in that tank in terms of growth? I got a list of maybe 5 guys. So in this way, I guess it is list, not ranking, but a list of maybe 5 guys that I think can take significant steps forward. I'd be curious if you could add anyone to my list of 5. So let's take some time. I'll run through these 5, and you guys can think of other options. You can certainly text them in 866-979-3776. First name that came to my mind is probably the guy that we were talking about so much yesterday, is Derek Hall. And only because the numbers, there's such an opportunity for the numbers to get better. I think he's a really good player right now, and he does a lot of really important things, and he stops the run. And, we talked through even just his ability and willingness to play the game, the team game, rather than being totally concerned with his own numbers. But I do think there's room for those numbers to go up, don't you? I think that, could he be a double-digit sack guy? Certainly capable of it. Going from, 2.5 last year to 10? Okay, that would be a lot. But you saw what he was capable of in the Super Bowl, and I'm not using that as, proof that he's going to do that moving forward. But you see that it's there. It's just a matter of him going out and actually finishing some of the great rushes that he starts, right? He's able to beat off offensive linemen off the ball. Okay, now finish it, get to the quarterback, and take that guy down. And if he does that more often this year, I think that absolutely the future for Derek Hall can be brighter than the past, and the past is already fairly bright. So he would be one on my list. Number 2 is probably in some ways the most obvious one, and that's Riley Mills, right? He was nothing last year. He didn't play until very, very late in the season, and then came on in the playoffs, specifically in the Super Bowl. He has that, great sack in the Super Bowl, and he's now fully healthy for the first time. So he was on the station yesterday. Here, see if I can play a little bit of Riley Mills, because unsurprisingly, it was just with the media. Okay, sorry. He was on with the media. He just did a little presser, a little scrum yesterday. And, I love the way he describes that moment with the sack in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, looking back at it, I feel like, my takeaways, it kind of just felt like the end of, a long chapter, in my career. I felt like from the start of the injury and the rehab process, you go through so many different phases. And, the ultimate goal is to get back to who I was, before the injury. And so I think just that moment, I think a couple of days thinking after, I was like, man, that really was a storybook kind of ending on it. But I feel like I closed that chapter, and I'm ready to get going and for this next chapter to start.
He's closed the chapter, and yet they asked him how many times he's watched it.
I watched it a couple days, maybe more than a couple. I've seen it a few times. It was cool. It was just awesome, and it's funny because I don't remember the play at all. I kind of just blacked out and went, and just remembered after the play.
Oops, sorry. He's a guy that I think we want to hear more from too. Not just see more from. There might be a little bit more in the tank in terms of what he's got to say. I like this one as well. What he learned in his first NFL action.
Man, they ran wham the first play. I was ready to fire off the ball, and they ran wham, and I was like, oh my God. So I think keep your head on a swivel. No, I got to learn a ton. I think definitely it's different when you go from starting a week 15 practice to a live game, but I feel like I learned best kind of getting thrown in the fire, and it ended up working out great. But yeah, definitely a bit of an adjustment.
He can play inside, he can play outside a little bit, he can get to the passer. He's a really big dude. Riley Mills has to be on this list in terms of guys, because again, we've heard from DJ, could have been a second round talent who went in the 5th round because of injury.
Yeah, people really liked him coming out of the draft, and I do think that question that was asked was about him basically having to start his NFL season in the playoffs as a rookie.
So crazy.
And I just feel like the moment wasn't too big for him either.
Well, if he can do that there, the hope is obviously with a full season and full health, there's a lot more in the tank. So there's 1 and 2, Hall and Mills. 3, Nick Emanwari. Right. I mean, just talking to all of these coaches or all of these quarterbacks, rather, who played against him last year, and they're all just like, yeah, 3. Huge problem to deal with. Like the ability and then hearing from all of the kind of scheme guys out there, people who were trying to find the trends in the NFL, the tape watchers, and they're all like, yeah, this guy is a difference maker because of his ability to stop the run and the pass at a nickel. And if you can do that, you're kind of shutting down the easiest option for the other team, which is, okay, if you're in nickel, we're gonna run, and if you're in base, we're gonna pass. Well, but he shuts that down. He takes away option A and forces everybody onto their second, third, fourth options. So it was only a rookie last year.
Yeah, I don't know if you heard some of the sound of Julian Love talking to the media the other day. It was kind of funny because he's really honest. He was talking about how loud and obnoxious Derek Hall can be sometimes.
Very.
But he was with the Eman Mori. He was talking about him kind of looking more like a leader, like with the young guys coming in this year. And he said, as he was talking about how great he was, but he also said that like he was frustrating at times last year, and he mentioned his swagger. So I don't know if maybe there was a little overconfidence as a rookie that was a little annoying to the vets, but he definitely seemed to make it sound like he's looking a little more like a leader this year.
Well, that's cool.
If you add how great he already was and how impressive he was to people with maybe a little growth in maturity, that could be huge for him.
Well, and then just figuring out the game, right, and understanding how he can, drop back better into cover. I think there's a lot ahead of him. And so Nick Emanwari definitely on this list. As I said, these aren't necessarily in order. But Hall, Mills, Emanwari. My next one would actually be Elijah Arroyo. Played in 13 games last year. And, you look at the numbers, they're not, like, spectacular, right? He was targeted 26 times. He had 15 receptions for 179 yards. A.J. Barner had 519 yards. So, like, there is a lot of yardage there for tight ends to pick up, and Arroyo really should be a pass-receiving tight end. I think he worked last year pretty hard on the blocking, and I think he had, I thought he was a good player. It's not a knock on him, but I think that the upside available for a second-round pick, like Arroyo, in year number 2, coming off a season where, he got that time. He got his feet wet. He started 4 games. Like, he was around the team a lot. He was a big part. He was on the field a lot. Okay, in year 2, become a threat. Become somebody that the other team needs to account for, because those those 2 tight end sets or 3 tight end sets, if you can be a pass receiving threat beyond what you were last year, again, just continuing to put more pressure on the defense. So Hall, Mills, Emanwari, Arroyo, and my last one is Byron Murphy. We just played some sound from him, and maybe this one's unfair. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't be looking for too much more from Byron Murphy. He's already, I think, a spectacular player. But I'm just thinking about that defensive line, and it's like, okay, Leonard, I feel like we know what Leonard is. He's an older player who's one of my favorites ever. I love Leonard. It's not a knock, but I'm not looking for like a much better Leonard Williams next year. I'd be surprised if you could get at this stage of the career a much better Chenna, a much better Jaron Reed, right? Like those guys up front. I'm not looking for a much better version than what we've gotten. But I think that there is probably still, and you heard him say, like he'd like to get those sacks. He'd like to get to 10 sacks. He thinks he can be that kind of a player. And if he does, all the more power to him. Right? I mean, like, if that is what's in the tank for Byron Murphy, I mean, yeah, you're talking about a force of nature and a guy that we're going to be talking about re-signing here as well. So those would be my 5 guys that I think he could have mentioned yesterday if he was willing to play favorites and talk about guys who have a whole lot more. Let's see. Some of your texts, 866-979-3776. Gray Zabel, yes. Good call. Yes, Gray Zabel
so many
could be on this
really
list.
Really kind of go down the line.
Yeah. But again, I mean, in that way, looking at rookies and guys taking that leap in the second year, yes, Gray Zabel could start to really turn into one of the better guards in the game.
I was also going to bring up Jalen Sundell. It's hard to kind of tell with a center, but Mike Macdonald mentioned him on the Kevin Clark's podcast as the most underrated player on the team.
Who said that?
Mike Macdonald.
Wow.
Yeah, I had that sound in a while. It was probably like earlier this offseason.
I don't believe that. I don't believe you have that.
I can play
There's
for
no
you.
way the Soundhound found something like that.
But I was just looking at Pro Football Focus ahead of the Super Bowl, posted some unsung heroes, and they had Sundell. They said since week 7, he was their 10th ranked center in the league. So I think he has surprised them, and he's someone who could grow more in his role. And then I don't know, one that I guess I wouldn't say I'm that confident in that he's going to take a jump this year, but I just hope he can stay healthy and stay out there, would be Torrey Horton, because 5 touchdowns in 8 games last year. Like, he just seemed to have a knack for getting in the end zone.
I'll admit, I kind of forgot about Torrey Horton. Yeah, I probably could have put him on this list, but yeah, the injuries kind of
They have a lot of receivers.
make him not top of mind. Rashid Shaheed could be on here.
special.
I talked a lot about Shaheed yesterday, as I thought he was the player that stood out most at practice the other day. And yeah, there's a huge jump to be taken. I don't know if he becomes a better player, but maybe just a bigger part of what they're going to do.
Yeah, more chemistry with him and Sam. Because there was times last year where it seemed like he was open downfield and maybe they weren't quite on the same page because they just didn't have that much time together.
Caleb and Fife says Drake Thomas. He probably wouldn't be on my list. I get the sense that he's maximizing all of the talent he's got. I could be wrong. Again, I hope I am. Didn't have him on my radar screen a year ago, and now he's their starting linebacker. So maybe he is somebody who should be on there. Maybe Tyrese Knight fights and gets some of that job back. I mean, he's been a player and a starter for them at times, and maybe losing his job last year reignites a little passion there, and we see more from Tyrese Knight this season. So, yeah, there are a lot of players who could fit the bill. I just figured since Mike wasn't going to answer the question, we try to answer it for him, and there are a lot of guys that could play a bigger role and do more than they did last, and you're going to need them. Right? I mean, again, this is the argument for, still being better than the Rams. If the Rams are going to go out and sign everybody and trade for everybody and build a super team, what do you have to do? You need your guys to not just maintain and sustain, but you need them to grow and get better. You need that continuity to be a game changer for you while your division rival continues to add talent. Well, those are the guys who can help you do it. Let's do some Blue 88.
This is Brock and Salk's Blue 88.
We're going to go red, right, tight, close, sprint left, G, U corner, halfback, flat, on one. Ready?
Brock Heward tackles 3 football questions as only he can.
Blue 88.
Now here's your hosts, Brock Heward and Mike Salk.
All right, let's do 3 good football questions with Brock Heward returning for Blue 88. This is super exciting, Brock. Question number 1. We asked Mike this yesterday, but just how big are these OTA practices? What can they get done?
Yeah, I was curious where he was going to take this answer. I think you and I were curious where he was taking a lot of answers. And then even after the answers, curious what we just heard, which is why, honestly, I just love that interview energizes. It energizes me with Mike because his mind just works differently. So I teed that question up, and in the back of my mind, I had Dan Campbell's sound from last week that went fairly viral. Here was Dan Campbell of the Lions, and I love part of this, but I sure love Mike's answer more. Here was Dan Campbell.
I mean, there's been a lot of guys that have done really well for 2 days in pajamas. And then there's some that are learning through it. They're working through it, they're learning. But there again, I'm done with the hype of the pajama party in May. It's about the mental, it's about the movement skills, like all that other stuff doesn't matter. And then we'll find out in training camp who's who. This will be the most competition we've had, in my opinion. I think top tier competition. I mean, this will be good. It's going to be good across the board.
It's a lot of pajama references.
A lot of pajamas. Yeah, you got to put the pads on. You don't really know. And there's certainly huge elements. And you hear me say that all the time, and especially positionally and at the line of scrimmage and running backs. It's really hard to do. But I sure love Mike's answer yesterday when he goes into kind of great detail about their process, about their mentality, about how hard you can push the mental strain of it and the attention to detail and how much you put on them.
Let me play for it. This was what Mike said yesterday when we asked.
Well, you can get a lot done. It's a lot of skill development. There's a lot of communication. There's a lot of situational work. There's a blend. Like, I think, you're trying to expose them as much schematically as we think is as much as there's a balance. How much do you do it? Do you just give them the nuts and bolts? You try to give them all the things that they need to be exposed to. For us, it's probably somewhere in the middle, so they can hear it. So then when they go back to training camp, they've physically done those things, and then situationally, you're not running plays in a vacuum. Everything's kind of within context. So trying to train the guys up on how we do what we do and when and why.
I think two things jump out. Number one is intent. It's always intent. It's always, always, always everything they do. Every period they structure, every situation they put together, there is great intent. They don't just go through the motions. That's one. And then lastly, in what you can get done, you can hear it. You may not see, the leverage, see the tackling, see some of those things, but you can hear everything. Hear their communication, hear what they know, hear how dialed in they are. Yeah, so I think those are the two elements that Mr. Macdonald works really hard to get done in the offseason.
All right, question number 2. So, Brian Fleury, we've spent a lot of time talking about him and the challenges of being a new play caller and replacing Clint Kubiak. What else have you learned?
Yeah, not surprised that another quarterback kind of takes it the same way I did. Chase Daniel, a guy we're going to get on the show again. I've enjoyed getting to know Chase a little bit through the broadcast world, and he's doing more of it. And yesterday was on NFL Live. And kind of took the conversation with the new coordinator exactly where I've taken it over the last month. Here was Chase.
Different cadence, even calling plays. Like something so small can throw you off, and that's what it takes. Like you were saying, usually takes 4 to 5 weeks to get used to it. Not only that, but also on money downs, third down, red zone, 2 minute. How do you call the game? Those are huge downs. Anyone can really get out there with someone like been around Cal Shanahan. I say anyone. This is a very difficult job. Most people can get out there and call it on early downs, first and second down. But when you're in third down of a massive in-division rival, what are you going to call? How do you know what Sam Darnold likes in week 1? How do you just don't know. So the communication has to be next level.
Yeah, that base offense.
Could ask him.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. You could ask him. Hey, hey, Sam, what do you like to call here?
Yeah, and that's what you're working through in this OTA season. That's what you're working through in training camp. I'd be curious if... And probably not. We probably won't see Sam and Coop and JSN much in the preseason, at all or more, simply because of a new coordinator. But those will be really important snaps for Brian in the preseason with Drew and with Jalen and those situations. And again, I think there is a hyper focus. I bet you and I don't know this for a fact, but I bet you if you looked at Mike Macdonald and Brian Fleury in the Seahawks OTA practice in their scripts, Mike, I bet you there is a hyper focus on red zone, third down, situational, all of the situations, that much more than places where they're still trying to figure each other out, where there are new coaches, where there are new regimes, where they are just trying to get their foundation laid and the base laid that Mike talked about with us yesterday. Now, foundation's laid. Now let's build a house. Now let's put the furniture in there. Now let's, make sure the plumbing and the wiring and all the important, features of that house are working, and that's really what situational ball is about.
All right, question number 3. So we spent a lot of time yesterday on Russ, and we'll ask the question today during open phones at 9:30. I'm sure we'll get a lot of those calls about Russ and his legacy, but for sure he butted heads most with Doug Baldwin during his time here. Why?
Yeah, I think this sound, this is Doug with Chris Daniels from Como now, and I was watching it, and with the thought of Russ in the back of my head, just listening to some of the perspective that Doug has always brought, bigger than football and bigger than self. Here was Doug.
I mean, we've talked about this. Football was a chapter of my life, and I'm very grateful for that experience. It taught me a lot of valuable lessons, both good and bad, and I'm just... I'm utilizing that platform and the lessons that I've learned to apply it to things that I genuinely am passionate about now in this stage of my life.
Do you remember when Doug wouldn't call Russell a franchise quarterback?
Yes. Yes.
That was awesome.
Yep.
He wouldn't call him an elite franchise quarterback.
Yeah, they had their public scraps. They had private scraps. They had some scraps I heard after kind of the fact. I know even like the chaplaincy and the change that was made that Russ wanted to make there was something that Doug wasn't really on board for. I mean, they just kind of butted heads a lot. And I think at the gist of it, Salk, is that football in that video kind of expressed this with Russell was so much of his identity. It was his obsession. And I don't think it was ever that way with Doug. It was what he did and did really well and used that platform in amazing ways for his family and the community and all the things he's doing. Just that age old, and even something I discuss with my high school kids. Football is what you do. It can't be who you are. If it becomes who you are, A, it is too volatile, and B, you risk being a narcissist and making it about you. And this game is all about your identity being it. And I think Doug walked that line pretty darn well. He's doing it in his post-career, and kind of a big reason those two butted heads an awful lot.
Well, that is a phenomenal Blue 88, as always. Thank you, Brock. I just keep thinking of that Dan Campbell cut. Like, okay, well, if my coach thinks it's just, guys in pajamas, why should I come?
That's right.
Like, okay, then just cancel them, man. Like, just say
what are we really going to get out of it?
Yeah, just say don't come. But if you're going to have them, why don't you at least say, I don't know, that doesn't work for me. All right, Brock, have a great weekend, and we'll do this on Monday.
You got it, buddy.
All right, Brock, good stuff. We still got a couple more hours to go, about halfway through our show. And G. Scott's going to be here at 8:30. Stacy Rost is going to be here at 9 o'clock. And you're going to be here at 9:30. Got to take calls. I got to hear Russ calls. I mean, it's on anything. We talk Mariners and the biggest things they've done to turn it around. We can certainly talk about Seahawks OTAs and the Rams and Myles Garrett and all that. But I got to admit, at 9:30, I'm kind of looking for some Russ calls. I kind of want to hear where you people are at. We spent all day talking about it yesterday. It's just such a weird story. I'll ask G about it, too, at 8:30. That's always fun. First, though, I'll give you a quick for you and review every one of the best things we heard this week. Next on Brock and Salk.
Have you downloaded the Seattle Sports app?
We're going to have a challenge right here.
What are you waiting for?
Listen to this.
Every pitch.
Here comes the 3-2.
Every game.
Swung on and missed. Got him.
One app for free.
How about that, folks?
The Seattle Sports app. Every game.
Julio racing back.
Right in the palm of your hands.
Makes a leap and makes the catch.
Plus the latest Mariners news, insider access, video, and podcasts.
They got it. Wow.
The Seattle Sports app.
Running a small business means juggling a lot. Your network has to handle it all. That's where a fiber-only provider falls short. You deserve a partner who gives you a greater advantage. Introducing the Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business. A first-ever combination of the largest, fastest fiber-powered network, the most reliable Wi-Fi, gig speeds with equipment and security included, and a 5-year price lock. Plus, it's all backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee. The Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business. A new standard for small business with reliability, security, and savings in one. When you add it all up, no one does business like Comcast Business.
Switch today. Get started for $60 a month for 12 months when you add an advanced solution to a qualifying internet package. Limited time offer. New customers only. Requires 300 megabits per second internet, security edge, and additional qualifying service. 1-year agreement, paperless billing, and autopay with bank account required. Taxes and fees extra. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA Fixed Broadband Experience Report, May 2025.
Shopping for a new Mazda? Shop the West Coast's largest Mazda dealer, Mazda of Everett. With more new Mazdas in stock than any dealer in the region. Shop over 780 new Mazdas. Click on the Mazda of Everett price. At Mazda of Everett, exceptional customer satisfaction is the standard. Plus, at Mazda of Everett, you negotiate directly with the owner. Locally owned, trusted by thousands. Shop MazdaofEverett.com and see why we're #1.
Hi, this is Nancy Penrose, owner of Big Trees in Snohomish. Spring has sprung. Need color to brighten up your yard or privacy trees to keep your neighbors guessing? Now is the time to buy. With hundreds of trees arriving in the nursery daily, Big Trees has the perfect tree for you. Check out our updated inventory list online at bigtreesupply.com or come visit the nursery today.
In 2026, Bay Alarm celebrates 80 years of security. With burglar and fire alarm systems, 24/7 in-house monitoring, and local service, our promise to the Puget Sound remains the same. We got you. Learn more at bayalarm.com.
Your home is your sanctuary. How it looks and who you trust to make it look the best is paramount. All Covered Painting works with Seattle homeowners who care about details. Experienced in-house professionals who handle every local project with all the care your home deserves. They listen to your vision and help bring it to life. Book All Covered Painting for your summer project and ask about a complimentary color consultation with an interior designer. Recommended by homeowners, allcoveredpainting.com. For those diagnosed with anxiety, depression, or PTSD, Northwest Ketamine Clinics wants you to know there is hope. After only 3 weeks of treatment, 86% of patients report a reduction in symptoms. Northwest Ketamine Clinics was the first ketamine clinic in the Northwest, opened 9 years ago. They now have locations in Seattle, Tacoma, and Bellevue, with more than 50,000 treatments given. Find reviews and video testimonials from real patients on their website, including Brandon.
To anyone thinking about giving it a try, if you have depression, ADHD, bipolar, any of those things feel like they would vastly benefit from it.
Everyone's path to healing is different. Schedule a free consultation today to find out if ketamine therapy is right for you. They have immediate availability, so you can get started this week. Welcome to the Pacific Northwest's most experienced ketamine center. Book a free phone or video consult at nwketamineclinics.com. Healing starts here.
Trust is everything. Earning it takes years. Losing it takes 5 seconds.
Lee Johnson Auto Family.
At T-Mobile Park, you've always got the best seat in the house. But for a truly elevated experience, you've got to be in a Mariner Suite. A suite is the perfect spot to get your game and celebration on. Birthday, promotion, engagement, company team building that actually team builds. No matter your event, we've got a suite you'll love. Group suites can fit 30 to 400 people for big-time bashes. And private suites offer just that, an upscale experience for more intimate gatherings. All Mariner Suites offer an incredible view of the ballpark, so you can't go wrong. Plus, you and your guests will enjoy premium catering, VIP parking, private Skybridge entry, and more. And season ticket members get 15% off. Reserve your suite today at mariners.com/suites.
Bases clearing, 3-run double by Josh Naylor. Holy smokes, the Mariners have the lead.
Mariners baseball, Trident's up.
Let's go!
This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports.
Give me a freaking auto!
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, this is Brock and Salk on Seattle Sports.
Brock Heward and Matt Marcus. Sorry about just Mike.
Heward, not exactly Joe Cap there in the pocket.
Now here are your hosts, Brock Heward and Mike Salk.
Back to dealing with pollen again? My eyes are itchy again. My nose is itchy. Are we back to the pollen? I thought we were done with the pollen, and now it seems like maybe it's back. And then we might get hail today. What's going on, Maura? What is happening here in Seattle?
Why are you blaming me?
Not blaming you. I'm asking you. I'm looking for information.
My allergies aren't bothering me currently.
All right. Well, they're bothering me, driving me crazy. So let's go back and look at the weekend review.
Brock and Salk present For You in Review.
Time for our weekly chat with Jeff Passan from ESPN. We've got Joel Klatt. Good morning, Joel.
Let's talk to Coach Macdonald.
This is For You in Review, brought to you by the Seattle Sports YouTube page, where you can find the full version of every interview.
Yeah, you can find all these on our YouTube page for Seattle Sports and for Brock and Salk once you get there. So pretty cool. We actually have both Jeff Passan and Mike Macdonald on there this week. Let me start, though, with Monday. We'll go through the week. Evan Drellick joined us from The Athletic, national baseball writer who's been covering the baseball labor dispute as well as anybody. And I asked him what comes next.
A lot more of this, a lot more of people trying to break down what the competitive balance situation is in baseball, what would be improved, how much would it be improved with the cap system, the particulars of it. They're going to go back and forth for a while. The current contract expires in December. Likely at that point, there will not be a deal, so the owners will start a lockout. We had that last time 5 years ago. They found a way to get a deal done in March. The big question is, do they find a way to get a deal done to preserve a full regular season, or are we missing games in 2027?
You know, I for the first time, I think I told you, had some level of hope and faith after the owners proposed the cap and floor. Jeff Passan was not positive. Drellick was not positive. Obviously, the union responded with great anger and frustration. The only thing I would say here today, and we've talked about it a lot this week, even just listening to that Drellick cut there, and maybe you're going to say I'm being a shill for ownership on this. I don't know, but I would just. Whoa, hey, you're talking to me. I would just say. That if we're going to call it a cap, we need to call it a cap and floor system. It's not just a cap system. It's a cap and floor. And so I would argue pretty strongly that it should be a cap and floor. Don't just call it a cap. If you call it a cap, then you're misleading. It's just you're naming it something that doesn't tell the whole story. So call it a cap and floor. All right. Jeff Passan joined us on Tuesday talking about the two young kids, Sloan and Anderson, Ryan Sloan and Kate Anderson.
Let's not get too out over our skis here because we know the vagaries of pitching and we know what looks good right now. You might be missing one or two or, heaven forbid, more of those guys by the time that comes around. But what the Mariners do have is depth now, guys. And what that depth allows them is to not overpay at the trade deadline for pitching like so many other teams are bound to do. The Mariners, they might go out and get a reliever and probably should, frankly. But in terms of starting depth, they are not only set, but they have to figure out, I think, between now and then, which of these arms is going to play as a power arm out of the bullpen and which of them are more likely to be in the rotation.
Yeah, so first of all, I think the answer to that last question has been fairly obvious. I think Luis Castillo has looked awesome out of the bullpen, and I would love to see him as a 1 or 2 inning leverage reliever. I think we've gotten a pretty good glimpse of it. I don't need a piggyback moving forward. I need Luis Castillo, the reliever, who's going to come in late and take the place of Edward Bizardo and bump him into a lower leverage role. Like, you do all that, you don't even need to go out and get a reliever. I mean, I think what's so fascinating about the Mariners is like they can use a lot of their own depth, not just to not overpay at the deadline, but to fill spots internally without having to go to the outside world. Like when I saw Passan mention Joe Adele as a possibility for them to add at the deadline, I don't know, not that Joe's a bad player, but I'm just like, that feels like a move for a move's sake. If you had Joe Adele on your team, you'd be like, what we should do is trade for one of the, like Luis Robles to upgrade from Joe Adele. Like, I don't know whether that's actually an upgrade over something you've got. If you're going to go big. And I think that's where Jeff got it right with the Tarek Skubal conversation. I don't know whether I'm in for trading everything that it would probably take to get 2 months of Tarek Skubal. And the competition for it's going to be huge. But the thought process around it being like, hey, if you're going to add to this roster, it can't be Joe Adele. It's got to be somebody who actually makes a difference. Otherwise, your roster's really good. You just need to get the most out of it, which you haven't been doing so far. Good stuff from Jeff. That was Tuesday. Albert Breer on Wednesday. Immediately after the Rams went nuts and trading for Myles Garrett, do the Seahawks need to respond?
I think the Seahawks are a really good team, guys. And, I think, if you look at, like, a lot of their offseason, so much of it has been based on retention. And that's a result, and that's a good problem to have, with the way that they've drafted and built their team. It's retaining Jackson Smith and Jigba long term. I think eventually it's going to be retaining Devin Witherspoon long term. It's bringing back Rashid Shaheed, and that was a challenging one. I don't think they would have expected that to happen, but it has happened. So I know it doesn't get people excited, but that's sort of where they were. Whereas you look at where the Rams are, and the Rams had a lot of young guys on their roster that aren't yet extension eligible, which put them in a different spot.
Yeah, so they're not going to go out there and pull off a huge deal. Now, we did talk to Bert, and he did say that, hey, maybe once the season begins and you get a few weeks in before the trade deadline, and if it turns out that the Raiders are bad, maybe there's more of a shot then of making a trade for a Max Crosby. But between now and the start of the season, it just doesn't seem like there's a likely difference-making candidate out there if you are trying to go tit for tat with the Rams. Now, look, we asked Mike Macdonald about it yesterday. How did he feel when he heard, or did he even hear, about Myles Garrett going to L.A.?
There's so much that has to happen between now and when we even start playing games. So it's like, okay, great. Yeah, Myles is a great player. He was in Cleveland when I was when I was coaching for the Ravens, and Jared Verse is a great player. We've gone against him, and now he's going to be playing for the Browns. So we'll adjust accordingly. I mean, it's like we have so much we have to figure out in our room, and it's exciting. The NFL, it's there's people moving around, and that's kind of the way of the off season. It's built that way for a reason, and I think it's great for our game that people are excited about it.
I appreciate the way Mike views that. Great for the game, great for the fans, great for the interest level, and that's why the salaries are as big as they are, because the eyeballs are there and the interest is there, and the movement of players is a big part of that. That's part of the fun of watching and following a sports team. But also, what's he supposed to do? Freak out? Oh my God, they got Myles Garrett. I'm not even going to show up for work tomorrow. Yeah. Okay, they got Myles Garrett. I got my own thing to worry about. We've got to be as good as we can be, and I can't worry about. Now, look, game week against LA in December. Yeah, all right, he'll be thinking about Myles Garrett and how he's going to try to stop him. But that doesn't mean, first of all, he might not even be there by then. Who knows who's going to get hurt between now and December? 7 months from now. Yeah, or 6 months anyway. I'm with Mike. I think he handles that absolutely right. And then there's just to finish up the For You and Review. I like this one from Mike as well when we asked him about being on Hard Knocks, because I think the answer is very similar.
Yeah, well, man, to me, you know me, it's like John told me, and I was like, all right, man, let's do it. So, I mean, good. It's a new season. It's going to be, I think, it is what it is. And if you go look at it with a bad attitude, I think you're going to get a bad result. But I think if we look at it through the lens of, we haven't really talked about it as a team yet, but I think if you look at it through the lens of hey, this is an opportunity for us to be us, and again, trust what's going to end up coming out to the rest of the world. But unless we're us, then that's not going to come out. And so let's just focus on being us. I think it's that simple. Now, you get a camera crew rolling around. I'm mic'd up every day. We'll learn and adapt and do all those type of things. It's all good.
Yeah, I imagined that this would not be something Mike would like, and we know that Pete obviously never wanted it here. But both things, I think, Mike shows yesterday that there is another side to this, and it's not unlike what he said after the Super Bowl, where I forget who it was, Kay Adams maybe, who asked him what the best thing about winning the Super Bowl was, and he said it was the validation that what they were doing, that their process really worked. It was Kay Adams, right? I think that's where he said that.
I think so, yeah.
And so, I don't know, in some ways, is this a continuation of that? Showing the rest of the world, the rest of the league, what your process is? That it works? They're not going to give away state secrets, obviously, but just what your belief is. Yeah, I'm sure there's got to be an element of validation that this works. And just given the way Pete operates, I'm a little surprised that now maybe Pete just thought it was a secret sauce, a special sauce that he didn't want to give away, and that if you videoed it, then everyone would be able to mimic it. But I don't know. I think Mike's taking the right approach on that. Plus, nothing you can do about it. It's happening whether you like it or not. So, hey, you can find all those interviews, including Mike Macdonald, all on the YouTube page. Go watch it in depth. The Mike stuff was great yesterday, as was Breer, as was Jeff, as was Drellick. So go check it all out. All right, come right back here. We'll give you everything you need to know. Then G. Scott, then Stacy Rost, then your phone calls. Brock and Salk Sales Sports on 710.
Think you know the Mariners? Not if you aren't subscribed to the Daily Mariners newsletter from Seattle Sports.
That's what they've been waiting for.
The latest Mariners news and injury updates. Exclusives from Mariners insider Shannon Dreyer.
You look at the pieces and how it works.
Plus the best takes and breakdowns from your favorite Seattle Sports hosts and contributors.
The Mariners seem to be trying to build something that I think is a little bit more sustainable.
The Daily Mariners newsletter.
Monster solo home run.
Subscribe at seattlesports.com/newsletter.
Did you know in Washington State, you can see a physical therapist without a referral from your doctor? That's right. Thanks to Direct Access, you can skip the wait and get the care you need right away. Shannon O'Kelly, how has Direct Access changed the game?
Direct Access for us, Brock, is a game changer. Why? Is because there is so much research and data out there that says if you get in early when you have a musculoskeletal problem or an injury, the earlier you get in and we can start care, the better outcomes and the decreased downstream cost, okay? So it's so important. Our providers are all doctors of physical therapy. They're all trained to identify situations and problems. They've got the skill, they've got the talent, they've got the knowledge. If you get in and start therapy early, we're going to get you back to activity, pain-free, and moving and having fun.
Fast, easy, effective. Direct Access is your path to better movement, starting with a single step. Visit irgpt.com to schedule your appointment today. irgpt.com.
Guys, I'll never forget the first time I saw somebody get results at our clinic. He was an 81-year-old man who hadn't been intimate with his wife in over 8 years. Viagra had stopped working for him, and he was desperate for help. After several treatments, he walked into my office and told me he couldn't believe the results. Needless to say, this was a very happy man. This man made me a believer in what we do. He had taken pills for years, but he had never fixed the problem. When he came to us, we fixed the problem. Our treatment does what no pill can do. So give West Coast Men's Health a call today. Speak with our clinic manager. Ask him any question you like, how it works, the science behind it, and even the cost. Change your life today, like the thousands of men who already have.
In addition to treating ED and Peyronie's disease, we now offer testosterone replacement therapy. With clinics in Redmond and Tacoma, call 206-519-6541. 206-519-6541. Online at westcoastmenshealth.com.
Dave Wyman here with an interesting story. A woman was about to donate a box of jewelry, but her friend told her, take it to Bellevue Rare Coins first. She walked out with a check that far exceeded her expectations. Old jewelry, coin collections, gold watches, necklaces, and pendants. It's worth finding out what those items are worth during such a strong market. Before you give anything away, get it checked out at Bellevue Rare Coins in Bellevue, Linwood, Issaquah, and Tacoma. Go to BellevueRareCoins.com.
My dad passed away unexpectedly. Of course, it was awful in every way, but we are very grateful that he had life insurance. So even after he was gone, he was still able to provide for us. And that's why I have life insurance for my family. Ethos.com. They make it fast and easy to get covered. It's 100% online. You get a quote in seconds, and you can apply in minutes and get covered the same day.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required. Rates may vary.
Now at Lowe's, faster quotes start at the Lowe's Pro Desk. Got a material list handwritten on a sticky note or saved as a photo? Perfect. Bring it to us and get a quote in minutes. And if you don't see what you need on the shelf, we'll help you get it. You can access thousands of products beyond what's available in store or on Lowe's.com, right from the Lowe's Pro Desk. Build quotes faster and source the materials you need to keep your jobs moving. Just like that, at Lowe's.
Mariners and Tigers today in the Motor City. First pitch at 3:40, pregame at 2:30. Every pitch, every game, one app for free. The Seattle Sports app.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
Are you really that different than the rest of us?
We are. As a fiduciary, we always focus on what's best for our clients.
What services do you offer besides investing?
We have a team of specialists in financial planning, estate planning, and more.
Your clients rely on you for all that?
Yes, we ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Okay, but you still sell commission-based products, right?
No, because we believe that's a conflict of interest. We prioritize service over sales goals.
So, then how do your fees work?
We have a simple and transparent fee that's a percentage of our clients' portfolios. So we do better when our clients do better.
Wow, we're more different than I thought.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
With Progressive's Name Your Price tool, you can choose the best coverage option for you. Because you know you. Like, you know that hiking isn't for you. Sure, it sounds nice to be in nature while exercising, but that's what a gym and houseplants are for. I mean, you don't even like walking upstairs. So why would you walk up a hill for miles? To what, end up high in the air? Come on, you know you're scared of heights. Only you know you. So get coverage options within your budget with Progressive's Name Your Price tool. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Pump up the volume.
Business moves fast. Orders roll in, deadlines close in. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Every package stays in our secure network from dock to door. And with nationwide reach, dependable tracking, and upfront affordable pricing, you get built-in peace of mind. You run the business. We run the routes. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more.
Need to know.
15 minutes past every hour with Brock and Salk.
Presented by Marquee Data. Here's what you need to know. Up first.
All right, everybody ready for the Mariners to return tonight? Yeah, it's always awful when you get an off night in the middle of the season, at least for fans. Terrible. Great for the players. They're happy. They were psyched. They got to, rest their bodies and rest their mind for a day. But for us, hey, come on, let's go. Let's get baseball back. Well, you will tonight. Start of a 10-game trip. They'll go to Detroit, then Baltimore for 4. Oh, Orioles all of a sudden playing a little better baseball. D.C., where the Nats have been playing some pretty good ball this year as well. It's funny, the team who's been playing the worst has been Detroit. I know they recently swept Tampa, but they are 25-38 on the season. So, yeah, I didn't see that coming. I know they've been without Tarek Skubal, and maybe Framber sort of not helped them. He's going to pitch tonight against Brian Wu. But, yeah, those are a lot of things that are different from when these two teams met in the ALDS. Remember, Brian Wu wasn't healthy, wasn't available. Obviously, Cal was at the peak of his powers. Now he's not there. Skubal not going to pitch in this series as he remains out. So, yeah, things just a little bit different in baseball land with those two teams. Yeah, I like this from John Morosi, kind of talking through the Mariners and how they've gotten to where they are and how they've been able to turn this thing around. It's the pitching, stupid.
My feeling has always been the Mariners are the best of those three teams because of the way they pitch. And the pitching will allow them to not go into prolonged losing streaks, and similarly gives them the chance at a prolonged winning streak. And that's exactly where they're at right now. They've integrated some young talent into the group. The bullpen has evened itself out. And again, as much as the piggybacking thing was a bit of a controversy, and still is to some extent, what it did on Sunday was you had a well-pitched game for 10 innings in which only 2 pitchers touched the baseball. That's really hard to do. So I think by and large, the Mariners are doing the things we knew they could do on a more consistent basis, even as they've been missing their most important player for a substantial portion of the year.
Yeah, obviously being Cal Raleigh, and he's going to make his return at least at a minor league rehab assignment starting this weekend. Sunday night, of course, he will be in Everett as the DH, and then after that, he will move to a situation where he gets back behind the plate as the catcher.
Here's the second thing you need to know.
All right, I'm ready for Home Run Derby. I think this is going to be kind of fun. Here are some of the names for Mariner Alumni Home Run Derby. It's going to be August 7th. Team celebrating its 50 greatest players that weekend. It's the big celebration weekend. And so here's what it looks like. Ken Griffey Jr. is the commissioner. Jay Buhner and Nelson Cruz, the team captains. Come on. Those guys have to. I assume that means they're participating. They can't just be picking teams. They've got to participate.
Why would they differentiate them then?
It's Team Buhner and Team Cruz. It's an honor. But I would hope, there's no way those two guys can't both hit the ball out of the ballpark.
True.
Jay Buhner is built today better than he was when he was playing. That dude is so rocked up. And Nelly, what has he been gone, 5 years? You're telling me Nelson Cruz can't hit a home run? Nelson Cruz could fall out of bed and hit a home run. I would love to see both those guys participate. Ichiro will, Mike Cameron will, Ryan Healy will, Bucky Jacobson will, Austin Nola, Steven Romero, Ryan Roland Smith, the pitcher. Yes, he's going to participate as well. It just seems like a fun deal. We talked through some other names. Thank you for those who texted in with Daeho Lee. You're absolutely right. We need Daeho. We do. Daeho. Bring back Daeho Lee for the Home Run Derby. Ply him with soft serve ice cream, which was his favorite. He used to go into the tunnel and eat soft serve because he was the DH. He'd go eat soft serve between at bats. Love that guy. But he could hit the crap out of the ball. He'd be fun in a home run derby. He really would.
Here's the third thing you need to know.
Yeah, Vogelbach was a good one as well. Seahawks back on the practice field yesterday. Finished up their open portion of the OTA practices, the ones that were open to the media. And it's been fun. Fun to see them out there. Fun to see them moving around. And Jaron Reed, I love his reaction to what's happening south in Los Angeles.
I don't care who plays. They can build a super team, whatever. At the end of the day, we still have to go put those pads on the plate later on down the road.
Yeah.
Those are great players, don't get me wrong, but it's just almost so what are you saying about us? And I feel like we done played some of the greatest teams, hardest teams there is in the league. And, I just feel like, man, look, put everybody number ones up. Just give them all to us, and then what they going to say then?
Yeah.
Let's just say theoretically speaking, we handle our business, do what we're supposed to do. Will they still be saying the same thing then?
Obviously, that's on with Bump and Stacy. You can hear Stacy jumping in there, and she's going to join me coming up at 9 o'clock. Great hockey game last night. Just a great hockey game. So fun to watch. Canes got behind 2-0 early as Vegas jumps up to the lead, and you're like, I kind of felt like it was just going to end that way because Carolina, as great as the defense is, I don't know, just kind of waiting for that thing to click in, and then all of a sudden in the third it does. They get 1 2-goal lead in hockey is the worst thing to have. They get 1, now all of a sudden it's a 1-goal game, then you get another to tie it up, a third after a silly challenge puts them up 3-2. They give it up on a 6-on-5 with the net, empty net, and then you get to overtime where they get it done.
The critics wondering where they've been if they score the game winner in overtime. God's despair. They score!
Quiets the critics and ignites the crowd. What a great call from Sean Macdonald, especially since he had just set it up that top line of him and Sebastian Aho, they just hadn't done a whole lot. And yeah, all right, critics are wondering, when's this big line? Oh, bang, they get it done right on cue. He's so good. NBA Game 2 will be tonight in San Antonio, and that is everything you need to know. All right, so a bunch of texts here. Bring back the Moose, please. Russell Branyan. I don't know what Russell Branyan is doing or looks like right now, but yes, he would certainly be fun for a home run derby. Vogelbaum's we mentioned, yes. No Felix. So I thought the same thing, 209. First thing I thought of is if Ryan Rowland-Smith is going to do this, Felix hit a home run off Johan Santana, grand slam. Yeah, I absolutely thought about Felix, and I know he's going to be here for the weekend. He's going to be a part of the whole thing. Maybe Felix will take an at bat. Maybe. I mean, I guess you could all, it's worth hoping for. I'd be into that. All right. What's up?
That would be fun.
It would be. I probably didn't need to go back for that. What? Huh? Oh, yes, of course.
Sorry.
All right. Coming up next, G. Scott. I can see him in the other room. He's talking. Go figure. He's next on Brock and Salk.
Have you downloaded the Seattle Sports app?
We're going to have a challenge right here.
What are you waiting for?
Listen to this.
Every pitch.
Here comes the 3-2.
Every game.
Swung on and missed. Got him.
One app for free.
How about that, folks?
The Seattle Sports app. Every game.
Julio racing back.
Right in the palm of your hands.
Makes a leap and makes the catch.
Plus the latest Mariners news, insider access, video, and podcasts.
They caught it. Wow.
The Seattle Sports app.
Highlights don't win games. The full box score does. I'm Brock Hewitt, and most business leaders aren't short on data. They're short on clarity. Numbers are scattered across ERPs, CRMs, and spreadsheets, making decisions reactive instead of confident. And that's not how great businesses are built. Marquee IQ brings all your data together into one clear view, even if it lives in disconnected systems or offline, so you can see what's really happening and act faster. Stop running your business on highlights. Get the full picture. Visit datathatwins.com to see what Marquee IQ can do.
Shopping for a new Mazda? Shop the West Coast's largest Mazda dealer, Mazda of Everett. With more new Mazdas in stock than any dealer in the region. Shop over 780 new Mazdas. Click on the Mazda of Everett price. At Mazda of Everett, exceptional customer satisfaction is the standard. Plus, at Mazda of Everett, you negotiate directly with the owner. Locally owned, trusted by thousands. Shop MazdaofEverett.com and see why we're number one.
Olympic Hot Tub has terrific ways to achieve total wellness at home. Saltwater hot tubs, swim spas, saunas, and cold plunges, all waiting for you. See our current specials with exciting savings at OlympicHotTub.com. Better you, better life.
Hey, baseball fans, Rick Riz here. I'm excited to introduce you to my good friend Keith Dashafee, owner of Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington. Keith?
Thanks, Rick. Improve your play with 25% off windows and doors or 12 months, no interest, and no payments. We're also giving back to the community with 2 $5,000 scholarships for our local youth sports teams. Upgrade your home today at PellaPNW.com.
That's fantastic, Keith. Don't wait. Schedule your free appointment today at PellaPNW.com.
Stacy here. Sell your car to Wayscar Ford, and when they resell it, they share half their profit with you. That's right. Sell your car to Wayscar Ford, Isuzu, and Auburn. They'll pay you today for your car, and once they resell it, they'll share half their profit with you. WayscarFord.com.
Guys, tired all the time? Gaining weight? Low drive?
These aren't just signs of aging. They could be low testosterone or other underlying issues. This June, for Men's Health Month, Revive Men's Health in Seattle is offering a free comprehensive wellness panel, a $400 value. It checks your testosterone, blood sugar, cholesterol, kidney, liver, thyroid, and heart health. No guessing, just answers. Over 100,000 men have trusted Revive to get real results. More energy, better sleep, improved mood, and confidence that shows. If something feels off, don't wait. Take control and protect your long-term health by knowing your numbers. This offer ends June 30th. Schedule your free comprehensive wellness panel today. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com. Feel better. Live stronger. Start now.
Are you curious about who offers the best deals on top-rated Samsung, LG, and Sony TVs? The answer is surprising. It's not online, and it's not the warehouse clubs. The best deals on top-rated TVs are at Video Only. Don't believe it? Then check out the trade-in deals at Video Only. How about $500 for your old TV? Try doing that online. Before you buy that new TV, drop into Video Only. If you don't, you'll be sorry.
Heading outdoors or on the water this weekend? Check in with Joey and Nelly on the Outdoor Line from 6 to 8 a.m. every Saturday on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
I have the power!
Masters of the Universe has arrived in IMAX. Does it feel good? Critics agree it's the most fun you'll have at the theaters this summer. It's hugely entertaining. Wow. A nostalgic blast. It truly has the power. Let him do his thing. Experience it on the biggest screen possible.
How does it feel to be the mighty warrior?
Pretty great. Masters of the Universe, rated PG-13, may be inappropriate for children under 13. Now playing in premium large formats in IMAX.
For over 113 years, Pacific Lamp and Supply Company has been your #1 lighting specialist in Washington, from the Space Needle in Seattle all the way to the Riverwalk in Spokane. With the largest lighting inventory in Washington, Pacific Lamp's knowledgeable and experienced staff can assist with any lighting issue, including intricate lighting and control designs. Plus, they work with all utilities in Washington to get you the best available lighting rebates. Pacific Lamp and Supply Company, Washington's lighting experts since 1912. Visit pacificlamp.com.
Hi, Chuck here at Frank Lumber, the door store. And once again, we have 2 convenient locations to purchase your doors from. Our main showroom and bargain barn in Shoreline, and our Marysville store with warehouses full of factory seconds and closeouts. Whether you would like something brand new or have a little more time than money and wouldn't mind putting a little work into a factory second, we may just have what you're looking for. For all of your door needs, please visit us on 15th Avenue Northeast in Shoreline or on Cedar Avenue in Marysville, and online at franklumber.com.
Dave Wyman here, brand new member of Harborstone Credit Union, and I got my PNW Cashback checking account for free. No fees or minimums, and when I make everyday purchases with my Harborstone PNW Cashback debit card, I earn up to $30 each month. Gas, groceries, coffee, travel, lunch, all categories count toward your cashback. Open your free account online like I did. Go to harborstone.com/cash or visit one of their 30 branches across the Northwest.
Insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Brock and Salk.
Weekdays 6 to 10.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
All right, you know what time it is. It's 8:30. It's Friday, and that means G. Scott is in the building, and I'm a little disappointed. I'm a little disappointed in you. Wow. I'm not going to lie. I'm a little disappointed. You know I love you. You know I'm always curious about what you're wearing on a day-to-day basis, and not that this isn't a good fit for you today. Royal blue on royal blue Mariner. It's a good look, the blue and yellow.
Charles likes it.
But I kind of thought you might come in with some Jets gear today. I kind of thought with Baby G, Scott Jr. signing a deal yesterday with the Jets.
Yeah.
I thought you might have some Jets gear. You don't have a Geno Smith jersey you could wear?
Hey, man, listen. Let's talk sports.
No, we're talking sport. No, don't change the subject.
The Brock Salk crowd does not want to talk Jets.
Yes, they do.
No, they don't.
They want to talk G. Scott Jr.
No, they don't.
They want to talk G. Scott Jr. They want details. They want to know how he ended up in New York.
Yeah.
How it went. Did he just do well in OTAs? What happened?
You know what was crazy? What was crazy is where the practice facility is with the Jets. So Baby G gets married June 19th. He's getting ready to get married. That's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Well, his wife-to-be literally grew up right down the street from where they practice. So the parents
where
are
they?
right
East Rutherford?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know nothing about the Jets.
I don't
No,
either.
they practice somewhere. I
know
can't think of the name
that
of it.
stadium's in East Rutherford, so I wondered if it was in the same area. Okay.
Well, whatever you guys text in, you guys know better
You
than
probably
me.
would know.
So yeah, he's there. We'll see what happens. And Gino, hey, listen,
it's in Florham Park, New Jersey.
Where is it?
Where?
Florham Park.
Yeah. Maybe Gino won't even put two and two together.
Maybe
he'd be like, man, I don't even know this dude. He don't look like his daddy or nothing like that. He's got a lot of hair and all that. You know what I mean?
You're blocked by Gino? Because I am. I'm blocked by Gino.
What's a nice way? Do we have to say blocked? I wouldn't even follow the dude ever.
Well, but you're still blocked, right?
Hey, man, you know what I love about Sam Darnold? Can I just tell you this? Let me tell y'all what I love about Sam Darnold.
He hasn't blocked you on Twitter?
No, I love that I get to root for Sam Darnold. Let's talk about that.
All right. Well, that's probably a great segue into the other thing.
What's going on?
Seriously.
First of all, I just want to say hello to all the Brock and Salk listeners, man. Good morning to y'all. It's 8:30. Love y'all. What's up?
Gino, jokes aside, congratulations to G Jr. That's awesome. It's really cool. And, we're always rooting for him. Actual question. Is he's staying with the wide receiver thing now, right?
Yeah.
And so that's what he's doing there.
Wide receiver going back, yeah.
As a large-bodied wide receiver like he is, I would think special teams should be a huge part of what he could bring to an organization. Is that something he's doing?
Sure. I mean, he definitely wants to do that. First thing he has to do is he has to shake off the whole tight end image of him.
Mm-hmm.
The dude was 250 pounds.
Jeez. And what is he now? 220?
218.
Wow.
Right now. So, he's got to shake that off, and he feels real comfortable being back at wide receiver. And a lot of times, so he and I had this really good discussion about this. And by the way, this is just life. He spent all that time at wide receiver. He went to Ohio State because he was a wide receiver. Got to Ohio State, thought that maybe it might be a good idea, a little second to go to tight end.
There were a couple other wide receivers.
Right. He does tight end, and he finishes out tight end and wins a national championship, does all of those things. And no, he doesn't get drafted, right? This journey in the NFL has been a little tough for him. And so some people say, like, well, if he would have stayed at wide receiver, then he would be this. No. What is happening for him is supposed to happen, right? Because during that time of all the things he's gone through, this dude has – you ever heard of Turo? You guys know what Turo is? When you go to a city and you want to rent a car, and instead of doing like the regular –
like Airbnb for cars.
The dude has 17 cars. Like he's like his dad. The dude is nothing but –
he's entrepreneurial.
He likes to hustle. Right? So – I think that.
So you don't ever think about the road not traveled. Never think about it.
This is the right road for him.
Mm-hmm.
It's like me questioning my road that has been traveled. So this journey that is happening, I think it is awesome for him. We'll see what happens. He gets married June 19th. It's awesome for him, and it'd be pretty cool. Whatever he wants to do. And I think ultimately when he's done with this, remember I said this, he will go into coaching.
Right.
He will be a coach.
When he does finally decide to hang it up, how do you think he'll make that announcement? We've seen a lot of different ways that players over the years have announced that they're done. Marshawn Lynch had the picture of the cleats hanging up on the wire, which was great. And then this weekend, or this week rather, we got a different version.
I remember the moment I fell in love with football. Waking up before sunrise with my dad and brother. Deep post routes and moon balls. Yeah, that's where it all began. But somewhere along the way, my love for football turned to more than just passion. It was an obsession.
That's where I turned it off. I will admit, the first time I was watching, I had to turn it off there. I couldn't make it past obsession. It sounded like this was an ad for Parfum de Russe. Yeah. Like but he keeps going.
You've been my joy, my peace, my safe place. You taught me discipline, faith, and resilience, how to keep believing no matter the circumstances. You've given me purpose and opportunity to inspire others and create change, to continue to evolve the game, not just for me, but for the next generation of ballers.
That's about the first 40 seconds of the 3-minute retirement video that Russell Wilson posted a couple of days ago. What'd you make of it?
So there's a lot. It's very complex. So let me start off with the very beginning when he talks about the work put in and how it turns into an obsession. Let me tell everyone this about Russell. That's true. Russell was obsessed. I saw it firsthand. I saw it with my own eyes. And when I say I saw it, when he was drafted, at that time, 3rd-round draft pick, I was there the first day he shows up. It was actually his ex-wife at the time. She had dropped him off in the car, comes over to me, introduces himself. I'm out there washing cars, introduces himself, and he did have an energy about him that was real positive, and it was different. So much so that I went in, and I remember I told Mo Kelly, I said, hey, man, that dude kind of different. I said that. I mean, I didn't know where it would go, but I just said that. What I want to talk about is I want to talk about right now. So right now, as you all know, is OTAs. Brock and Salk and you guys were over there at OTAs yesterday, and this is the time. They're here pretty soon. Mini camp will happen, and then they will go on a break. And during that break, they have about a 6-week break before training camp, fall camp, they call it, and it starts at the end of July. What I got to tell you, I would still come there every single day because, I would still clean cars of the staff. This dude, Russell, as a rookie, not the starter, not anything, that dude still came there during the break every single day. And then when the guys came back from training camp, the Sidney Rices, all of the wide receiver, the Golden Tate, they started to talk about, they're like, hey, so when we got back from break, we had this, each of the offense had a pamphlet stuff in their locker. And in their locker was a breakdown of every single team that they are getting ready to play. All of them thought it was the coaches that had done it. It was Russ. Russ was the one that had did that. That's different. The next thing I'm going to say, without boring you guys to death, is this. I never beat Russell Wilson to the practice facility. Every single morning I would get there, that dude was parked. I tell you guys the story. He always parked in the same spot. He didn't have a nameplate because it takes a while before you get the nameplate. You had to be there for I think it was 3+ years back then before you get a nameplate. So he just parked in the regular parking spot. But I can tell you, when I pull my van into that gate, that blue gate, and I go to my spot, every single time I would pass the spot 47. And the reason why I know it was 47, because it was the only car that would be in the lot. And my point is the obsession part, I will give Russell that. That dude was obsessed. So there's a lot of parts of this video that I don't really want to go into because then it'll be the negative side of things. It's some things that I personally don't like.
You can't ignore that. I mean,
I know,
that's why you started this by saying it's complicated.
It's complicated.
It's complex.
So
it is.
So let me give the obsession part. Russell Wilson was obsessed, and one of the biggest reasons he was a key component to the Seahawks being successful during that era. What's
Coach
the next
Carroll,
part?
Thanks for taking a chance on a young 5'11" black kid from Richmond, Virginia that was told he was too small to ever make it in the NFL. We knew what winning was like. And to every teammate I've had the privilege of sharing the locker room with, thank you for the sacrifices, the brotherhood, the memories. None of this is possible without you. To every fan who supported me, through the highs and the lows, your belief, your energy, and your passion meant more than you'll ever know. To Seattle, you raised me. Not just all the wins and crazy loud games, but also the forever memories after we won the Super Bowl.
Your Seahawks, Super Bowl 48 champion.
But even more important, the kids at Seattle Children's Hospital, you gave me hope and belief in a better tomorrow. And hopefully, I did the same for you.
It's funny. I said to Brock yesterday, and one of our listeners did some research that seemed to bear it out, that I think we talked about Russell Wilson more than any other athlete during our 17 years on the air together. And it turns out we were right. And it's not particularly close. It's him and Pete Carroll. Pete Carroll is a non-athlete. Russell is an athlete. Are by far the two biggest, they're the names we have mentioned the most in 17 years here of doing this show together. And even now, you can see why. I mean, a lot of sports radio is about finding things that people are going to have different opinions on. I just read you through the text messages on the Russ thing. The time to junk on Russ has passed. Move on. He is such an embarrassment. He produced it like he's MJ. Oh, Russ, he can't help but overproduce his life. Salk, you're such a hate. I mean, and I'm not reading you those because, yeah, I agree. You're just like, he brings up such polarizingly different views the moment you mention his name or play his voice.
Yeah.
And that's why you're right when you say complex. And you're right to go through the good time. And by the way, you went through the hard work. How about just the good times on the field?
Yeah.
My God, Russ brought us some of the most incredible plays I've ever seen in my life.
No question.
Unbelievably fun to watch player.
Yeah, 100% with that. You know, life is 3 stages.
Matt in Oregon says he's still obsessed. It's just now with his image.
I think that we all, as we get ready to see this next journey of Russ, and I think this is a journey, and that's not just go Russ, let's just go all of us. Life can be broken down into 3 segments. I truly believe this, and you've heard this before. There's the rise, there's the fall, and there's the redemption. And I think that this next part for Russ, I think this is an opportunity. Now, there are some people, you love Russ. And keep loving Russ. That's awesome. And some people, it's complex. Great. But he has an opportunity in a media space, to really, really do his thing, right? And I remember Kobe Bryant for me. I could not stand Kobe Bryant as a player. Great player. I just didn't like Kobe. But Kobe, when he retired, oh, my goodness, did I really have some love for Kobe. It's something, he just became endearing. I hope that happens for Russ, for people like me, and all that stuff. Now, you brought the Pete Carroll stuff up, and that's the part that really kind of caught me. And he says to Pete Carroll, you took a chance on a 5'11" black kid. Now, you 5'11", and he's a black kid, but John Schneider drafted you, my boy. It was John Schneider that took the chance. It was John Schneider who, and by the way, what state were you in? You were in the state, the home ground state where John Schneider knows where all the corners are and everything. John Schneider had that vision. So I thought something was weird, and maybe you guys can tell me, did he thank John Schneider in the damn video?
He did not.
It's okay. And I'm not saying that that's great to thank Pete.
As a matter of fact, to be fair, I don't think any other person was mentioned by name, other than his family and Pete. He mentioned his mom, his dad, his siblings, his wife and kids, and Pete.
And I again, I think that's awesome that he announced Pete. But make sure that when you they take the chance, like it was John Schneider that took chance, number one. Number two, the next part is again, I tell you guys, I can't wait for him to redeem himself. But it's complex. When I say it's complex, is while you love Pete Carroll in this video, you didn't love Pete Carroll too much when you went up there and you was trying to get Pete Carroll and John Schneider fired. I can't. What? Well, I'm supposed to forget that? Am I supposed to forget these stories? So again, I wish all the best for him. Thank you for what you did as a quarterback and contributed part to this team. But there's just stories and things that I ain't gonna forget.
Well, and shame on me. I said those are the only people he mentioned in the video. There were a couple more.
It's not just the players. It's not just the coaches. It's not just
don't do it.
It's Wendy and the sweet Wendy lady, and
yes, it is.
Her name's Wendy. She's in the cafeteria every day, bringing enthusiasm when you walk in.
It's kind of fair.
That's not fair.
It is fair. It's absolutely fair because it's part of the whole complexity of Russ. And if you're going to tell one side of the story, which we have, you tell both. It is part of the. Here's my question for you.
Come on.
Because you say it right, and it was a lot of what we talked about yesterday on the show.
Mm-hmm.
What did you just say? The rise, the fall, and the redemption?
Yes, sir.
What do you need to do in order to achieve the redemption?
Well, and by the way, I mean this with all my respect goes to anyone that has gone to AA, Alcoholics Anonymous. I just want to say that. I think that is very good. That is awesome. It's amazing for people to go get sober. Fantastic. But you guys tell me, one of the most important things in AA is to do what, right? First, you have to admit it. Second, don't you ask for forgiveness? And all I'm saying is sometimes it's real easy. And I've been guilty of this, and I've had little things that happen within my marriage and my relationship and everything. And instead of trying to, settle what had happened, I try to just move on like nothing happened. And that ain't healthy. So I think going forward, during his redemption time, to have full redemption, is he's in this space. When you do these podcasts and you have this opportunity for your platform, you can tell some stories. You can tell stories about how maybe I didn't get it right. And I think for me, and it's freeing. It's probably one of the best things for me in my life is that I am able to tell folks when I wound up short. I didn't make it. I didn't do right. Oh, I need to do better. So if Russ wants to truly redeem himself, then he has to do the work to make sure, when I first had Twitter and I first had social media, I didn't follow any of my teammates. You know what I mean? Like you have to at least come and do those things. And by the way, one more thing I got to say. I wonder if he'll make things like with all his former teammates.
Yeah, because KJ told us that he believes he owes some apologies to people. To what you just said, I just have not seen anything to indicate that he has any awareness that he owes that. I think he thinks he was a great teammate his whole career.
I think he does too. I'm with Maura. I totally agree.
You know what, Maura? We've
heard Marshawn say he didn't even have his phone number, had to go through his people to reach him.
I think Maura's spot on here, and G, you asked the right questions there, and talked or I guess I asked the right question. You had the right answer on redemption and what it takes. That's why I don't mind playing Wendy the Wendy Lady. It's why I think it's part of the complicated. It's why I'm also happy to play, the sound of Russell hitting Jermaine Kearse for the game-winning touchdown. That's all part of the legacy. He said the Wendy Lady thing, and it was ridiculous. And the reason it's ridiculous is because it sums up a lot of the things people don't like about him. It sums up a lot of the things that led to the fall.
He wants
I actually don't think it's unfair.
That he knew everyone's name in the facility, but he has teammates saying, I couldn't even reach him. I had to reach out to his team.
And saying Wendy the Wendy Lady doesn't make you look the way you think you are trying to look, and that obsession with how you are being viewed. So I think you say it right, G. I think you're absolutely right. He does have a chance for redemption.
He does.
Everybody does.
Yes.
But if you ask me, do I think it will happen? My answer is no. No, I'm not saying it won't.
Tell me why.
Because of what Maura just said. I don't think he recognizes that some of those apologies or recognitions are owed. I don't think he has the self-awareness or the people around him to help him. I don't think he's got that. And if you don't acknowledge it, then I don't see how the redemption is ever truly possible. I hope I'm wrong, by the way. And by the way, I'm not saying definitively. But if you bet me, I'd probably bet against it.
I'm moving to another step. And by the way, Maura, what you said, it stuck me. You got me like Cecily had me quiet the other day. But I'll say
maybe stepping away from the game. Maybe he gets a little more perspective.
But I have another angle for you guys. And here's a question I'll throw back at you, Mike. Does he have to? Does he have to? Is there a possibility that he could just soar without doing the work here? So let me explain. This is why he will have to, in my opinion. There's ways in which an organization remembers. And I've learned something. Y'all be like, gee, why you always bring up Matt Hasselbeck? Matt Hasselbeck? The reason why, there's the way the organization remembers you. And I'm sorry, and I hate to give an example, but there's a big difference between Matt Hasselbeck and Sean Alexander. Huge difference. Now, on the national stage,
well, that's just because it's hard for Sean to get here with his 25 kids. I mean, like, it's not easy to get here. That guy, his whole family is like an army. It's hard to he needs like it's like a giant military plane to get him here.
I don't even know. Are you going to kick me out in a couple of minutes? Yeah. I'll say this. I hope that Russell Wilson completely redeems himself. I would love that. All of us should be able to redeem ourselves, and we should have redemption. So I'm looking forward to that. And if he's going to be great, he's going to be great with Nate. Shout out to Nate Burleson, the pride of Seattle, O'Day High School. You know what I'm saying?
Nate is great. He's great.
Nate is my dog. So the fact that he's going to be on there with Nate, maybe Nate Burleson might rub off on him. And if there's anybody that should do it,
that's good.
And then he's.
I hope you're right. At 509 says both A-Rod and Kobe were both able to reflect, and maybe Russ will go down the same road. I have my doubts. I hope he does. I think that'd be great. I would love. Again, I know there are people who think I'm the ultimate Russ hater, which is hilarious to me, given the amount of support I feel like I've had for Russ over the course of his career. I hope he is able to get that.
Next Friday, I don't think I could be here. I think I got World Cup rehearsals.
I'm out too.
I'm out next Friday.
And I are out too. I think it's Brock and Lefko.
I just want to tell you guys before I go, the next time we got to talk about them Rams. And the Rams just got. Let me tell you what the Rams are right now. Rams are that person that you know, that dude that pulls up. He got the real nice car. He got the Louis belt. He got all the nice stuff, but he got about $30 in the bank account. That's the Rams.
Wow.
The Rams got Myles Garrett, but they got one problem. And we're going to talk about this next time.
All right.
They got a Puka problem. The Rams have a Puka problem. What do you mean you got a Puka problem? They ain't paid him yet. Puka.
All right. Cecily shut you up the other day. Let's just be very clear. G was in here in the backup studio talking to Cecily. And she just shut you up.
This message is for you, Cecily, if you hear this. I can't believe you shut me up.
It was amazing. What was the question you asked? Like, you know what's got me going today? And Cecily goes,
Coffee.
Jeez.
Why you do me like that, Cecily?
G had nothing to say after that. All right, we'll be right back with Stacy Rost. Thank you, G. G and Ursula gets going in a few minutes over on our sister station, 97.3 Cairo News Radio. We'll be back with Stacy Rost for the #1 rated Bumpin' Stacy show next on Brock and Salk.
Think you know the Mariners? Not if you aren't subscribed to the Daily Mariners newsletter from Seattle Sports.
That's what they've been waiting for.
The latest Mariners news and injury updates, exclusives from Mariners insider Shannon Dreyer.
You look at the pieces and how it works.
Plus the best takes and breakdowns from your favorite Seattle sports hosts and contributors.
The Mariners seem to be trying to build something that I think is a little bit more sustainable.
The Daily Mariners newsletter.
Monster solo home run.
Subscribe at seattlesports.com/newsletter.
Are you looking for the best deal on a new home? Discover the D.R. Horton Home of the Week. With new home communities from Lacey to Stanwood, ranging from the low 500s to the high 1 millions, D.R. Horton has the right home at the best value for you. Your new home is within reach, so what are you waiting for? Learn more about the D.R. Horton Home of the Week. Visit drhorton.com and schedule a tour today. D.R. Horton, America's builder. An equal housing opportunity builder.
Dave Wyman here, and you've heard me talk about a local company for over a year now I really love working with. Harley Exteriors. You can expect a no-pressure consultation. They're great people to work with, and their windows are beautiful. I recently met with them, and I was excited to hear about the many Seattle sports listeners they've worked with. And now, Harley Exteriors has stepped up with a can't-miss offer. Right now, get $450 off each new window. $1,000 off each patio or entry door, 12-month or 18-month no interest, no payment options, plus $200 off your final project total. If that isn't enough to get you started on a new project, I don't know what is. Schedule a consultation just like I did. Give them a call at 833-HARLEY, that's HARLEY, or go to harleyexteriors.com.
Minimum purchase of 4 windows required for window discount. Qualifying windows must be 36 by 36 or larger. No size minimum on patio or entry doors. Financing subject to credit approval. Cannot be combined with other offers outside this promotion. Offer valid through May 31st.
What if you could have the most reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi? And get this, what if you could keep it at the same price for 5 years? During the Xfinity Summer Savings Event, now through June 15th, new customers can get our best price price on gig Wi-Fi. Just $50 a month for 5 years. And get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi. It's Wi-Fi that finds and fixes problems before you even notice them. Like super intelligent Wi-Fi with a sixth sense. Plus, add one line of Xfinity Mobile Select and you can save an average of $60 a month over Verizon and AT&T. You can even try it free for a year. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities during the Xfinity Summer Savings Event. Get it now at Xfinity.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Savings based on 1 gig internet and 1 mobile select line compared to similar Verizon and AT&T plans over 5 years. After 12 months, regular rates apply to mobile select. Xfinity internet required. Speeds vary. Use of fiber coaxial cable.
Kinematics Marine Equipment reminds listeners many boaters take to the water this time of year, and one of the biggest safety barriers is alcohol. The problem is alcohol sends clear-headed thinking overboard. Remember, boating is only pleasurable if you play it safe. Please, on the waterways as on the roadways, don't drink and drive. A message from the entire team at Kinematics Marine Equipment, your nationwide source for marine deck gear in their new location next to the Arlington Airport, or find them online at kinematicsmarine.com.
Progressive's accident response can detect and send help when you need it most, after a major car accident. But other accidents, you're on your own. Like when you accidentally call your wife Mom. When you accidentally say Happy Holidays on someone's birthday. When you accidentally wave at someone you thought was waving at you. We can't help with those accidents, but Progressive's accident response provides peace of mind after major car accidents. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Limited availability in California. Driver is responsible for emergency and towing charges not covered by the policy.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit information kit. 800-895-1414. That's 800-895-1414.
A shot to center field. Julio is there, and Julio makes the catch!
At T-Mobile Park, you've always got the best seat in the house, even when there's not an actual seat, because you're in the T-Mobile pen.
They're going crazy here at T-Mobile Park.
The pen isn't just the perfect space to hang with your whole crew. It's where you can see Julio defend the no-fly zone 1 minute and watch Senor Smoke get ready for his big entrance the next.
Andres Munoz has simply been incredible.
Sure, the pen is standing room only, but with a team this exciting, who wants to be sitting down? Mariners baseball. Try this up.
With Mariners value games, you can score tickets under $12 on select dates all summer, including June 16th through 18th against the Orioles. Plus, on Thursday the 18th, the first 15,000 fans will take home a Mariners Stars and Stripes soccer jersey thanks to Alaska Airlines. Get your tickets today at mariners.com. That's mariners.com.
Let's go!
This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports.
This hour is brought to you by Davis Law Group.
Get in the freaking auto!
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, this is Brock and Salk on Seattle Sports.
Brock Ewert is my hero.
Jay Buhner just punched me in the kidney.
We're going to accuse you of manager.
Doesn't really work that way, Sherm. This is a show that has my name on it.
It kind of does, though.
Now here are your hosts, Brock Ewert and Mike Salk.
All right, Stacy Rost is here. She looks funny on video at the moment. She's like in the very corner of the video screen, which is hilarious. Oh, there she is.
Yeah, because no one sits in my seat.
No.
This doesn't matter to anyone listening because you can't tell from the stream, but there are 4 seats in the studio.
Yeah.
And 3 hosts sit in Mike's seat. And then no one sits where Wyman and I sit.
Right.
We have our own. Like, no one touches my computer. No one touches my things.
Well, I got news for you.
Well, yeah.
Kyle's trying to get me to sit in your seat.
Why?
I know, and I've been sitting in this seat
Absolutely
since
not.
we built this studio 15 years ago.
Well, and I'm the smallest person
No,
that we
really?
have, maybe in the building, but also certainly on air. So when the cameras are adjusted, that's true. Me and Shannon are the same. So then when cameras are adjusted and a man sits here, and then I come back. It's like I look like a tiny
But it's just me. It won't be a full man. It's just me. Don't worry about it. It's not like Wyman sitting there or Bob or something. It's just me. Like I'm the closest in size to you.
I'm gonna take the monitor with me when I leave and be like, Kyle,
we
I'm not used to sharing.
back here so that the camera goes.
Oh, you can?
Hit the button. And I made one because Brock actually sat in that seat.
That's
that's
true.
the problem. Me and Brock are the most opposite.
So I
That's
just
also
made a
true.
Stacy button. So now I should just be able to hit that.
A
when you
Stacy button. This is like your life's work is now complete.
I feel so honored.
Are you
that there's
more
a Stacy
excited
button.
about being number 1 in the demo last month or the Stacy button?
The Stacy button.
I figured.
But also, it's very exciting to be number 1, and you guys have given us so many shout outs and praise that someone texted into our show and they said, hey, did you know that Mike has been talking about you guys and sounds like a proud dad? And I wanted to respond, I want you to know how offended Mike would be with the implication that he's old enough to be our father.
I mean,
but I didn't.
Yeah, you could have. Yeah, no, I would be.
Yeah.
But we are happy. Not proud, just happy. You guys have done an incredible job, and their show is great. That follows us, of course, at 10 o'clock. If you're one of the only people in Seattle currently not listening to the Bump and Stacy show, obviously you should go do that.
My
Stacy,
mom.
here is my question for you. We've been talking a lot of football today, so I'm going to bounce back to baseball.
Okay.
The Mariners have played much better over the last 9 games. That much we know. What is I mean, there's a lot of reasons, so there's no wrong answer. What's the number 1 reason?
Hitting home runs. No, I take it back. Great pitching.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
What was your answer?
Did
Did it
honestly,
go to either of those? Because I couldn't decide it.
Those are both great answers.
Okay.
I went to Colt Emerson, and I don't. Just the difference between what Colt has done and what Leo Rivas was doing.
Oh, yeah.
You realize Colt Emerson has an OPS that is double Leo Rivas's?
How
literally double.
I didn't know it was literally double. It doesn't surprise me. I think I'm struck by even his outs look mature, and maybe I'm just heaping praise because it's exciting and he's the top prospect. But I don't know, man. And you've watched baseball way longer than I have, so much longer, so many.
Because I'm
years
so much
longer,
older.
so
Yes,
much-
like dad age.
That's
Thank
what
you.
I'm saying.
Appreciate that.
Mike is not old enough or close to old enough to be our father, but thank you.
48
to that.
years old.
But
My God.
Thank you to Brad. Right. But you have seen great prospects debut and see what it looks like, and seen Hall of Famers play. I'm not saying that, but I am saying it is noticeably mature how his approach is.
This has been one of the greatest first couple week debuts I can think of for a prospect like him, especially on the hitting side. You see it sometimes the pitcher, you come out like a Strasburg or something, just totally blows everyone away and does exactly, or Skeens did it a couple years ago, where you're like, that's what that was supposed to look like, and that guy's really good. The thing about Colt is because he's not a crazy home run threat, and he's hit 3, but that to see what he's done and Daniel Kramer pointed out the slugging percentage in particular over 500 is so impressive because that's doubles and triples. He's got to go gap to gap in addition to the occasional home run. I think he's just been a revelation, and then throw in the athleticism and just kind of what it does for the rest of the team to get that lift. As much as I didn't necessarily know if he was ready and was a little concerned when they brought him up, he's been unbelievable. Why do you say home runs and pitching?
I think it was influenced by a different type of conversation we had, and it's just where my mind went automatically. In thinking about your answer, I'm like, no, you're totally right. Like, that's the single biggest difference in terms of a name. A conversation that we had been having that's slightly different than the question you asked me is what's most noticeable about this stretch of 8 games. And I said that they're winning in a way that they're kind of supposed to win. This is not a team that plays small ball. Very few teams are. This is not a team that has the payroll. They're full of all-stars. They're going to just lead the league in hits and in runs. That's not really who they are. They're also a team that should, hopefully, knock on wood, win close games, those one-run games.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how they've won. It feels more repeatable because it feels more inherent to the DNA of your team to pitch really well and have timely home runs than it is to have, let's say that Patrick Wisdom went on a tear where he like hit for the cycle and then hit 3 home runs in 3 consecutive games, you'd be like, well, that's not what your season's going to look like. But this felt like a DNA where we were like, that's Mariners. That's Mariners
because it's a little of this, a little of that, a little of this guy, the depth of the lineup.
So I think it's just the first thing that stuck out to me is like, oh, they're consistently hitting significantly more home runs from kind of everywhere. But in terms of just one particular player, I think you're right. I think it makes so much sense that just that clear upgrade at third. Now, here's my question for you. Do you keep Colt at third when Brendan Donovan comes back?
Well, you got to keep him in the lineup, that's for sure. Whether he's at third, whether he's at short, I don't know exactly what that looks like. Maybe you piggyback them where one guy plays 4 innings at short and the other guy plays 5. It seems to be working elsewhere. Or, you just move them around mid-game and don't tell them ahead of time. Just kind of go ahead and do it. No, I don't know. I don't know what the best plan is. Generally, these things work themselves out and somebody gets hurt or somebody gets cold. And, I don't see how you could take the kid out of the lineup. He has been such a tremendous asset for them. And it's not like there's room in the outfield right now because Randy's hitting the tar out of the ball and Rayleigh's been arguably your best hitter and Canzone has done really well. Like, there's not really space.
So do you platoon or DH?
Nah, they will be. They'll figure it out. Like, it'll work out. You'll figure it out.
Like via trade?
No.
Not Donovan.
Someone will be cold. Someone will be hurt. Like, and if not, then they'll have to. Then there really will be a difficult decision, not unlike what they did with the 6-man and piggyback, where you kind of kept thinking, okay, this will work itself out, and then it didn't. And you're like, okay, well now you got to do something, and they've kind of gone and done their thing. Would you trade for Skubal?
Yeah, but I'm playing with house money in my mind. You know what I mean? If someone was like, hey, if I gave you my credit card, would you buy a new car? Yeah.
So, but I mean, in order to trade for Skubal, like
you'd give up
giving up.
Yeah, I think when I saw Brock's poll, my immediate answer was yes. Not because Emerson Hancock hasn't been a revelation and so exciting, but I'm stealing a little bit of Curtis's point, but I just thought it was a fitting one and one that I, like, words out of my mouth, absolutely agreed with. He was like, you don't win in the playoffs, at least going through the playoffs, with just pitching depth. Mm-hmm. You win with, like, your A-plus starter.
Okay.
And even though I understand the irony because the Mariners in 2 games against Skubal beat him twice. I get it. He was still great in those games. And if the World Series, not even the World Series, if the ALDS started tomorrow, who's your game 1 starter that you feel absolutely confident?
It's Brian Wu.
It's
but
Brian Wu,
but if he were your game 2 starter, I'd feel a whole lot better, obviously.
Right. And imagine that you had Tarek Skubal and Wu.
You going to give up Kate Anderson for it?
I don't know.
Because unfortunately, I don't think Emerson Hancock gets that done.
Well, and you don't re-sign Skubal. This isn't a Josh Naylor. Skubal's going to the Dodgers.
That's right. And there's 20 teams out there that might be interested in trade. All right, maybe not. There's 10 teams that might be interested in trading for Skubal. So you can sit here and say, like, well, it's only 2 months. Okay, but the market is what the market is.
I will say this.
So you want to give up Sloan or Anderson?
There's absolutely no way to guarantee it. In my mind, if doing that, even if Skubal went and signed with the Dodgers in free agency and then now you lose out on, years of control for great prospects, if it led to a World Series this year, I'd say yes, absolutely, 100%.
But what if it doesn't?
Exactly.
And now you've traded one of the top 2 pitching prospects in baseball.
I know.
And you've done it for a guy who was here for 2 months and then took off. And right now we don't even know if he can pitch because he's had elbow loose bodies.
And that's why I waffle and go back and forth. But it's why, to me, the immediate answer is yes, because I so desperately am like, this team has to operate, in my mind, and I'm sure you agree, with windows rather than just, be tops in payroll and just artificially prop that window open because you can keep signing in guys and whatever. No, windows. You're going to have opportunities. It's going to be a lot more like the Royals in 2015.
I would say that right now the Mariners have not shown that they're ready and deserving of trading for Tarek Skubal this year. It's been a nice 9-game stretch, but in order to go do that, they got to play some much better baseball over the next 2 months before the deadline to prove that they're worth going all in for this year. That being said, I'm with you. If the Mariners are going to make a trade at the deadline, it's got to be for something big.
Yeah.
Because the lineup is too good. The roster is too good right now. Trading for Joe Adele doesn't make you better enough to make it worth it. You got to go big with a Skubal type of a deal in order to have. All right, we're done. Stacey, that's it. You got 4 more hours to talk about all this stuff today. And I know everyone out there is going to be listening, plus all the people who aren't listening to us right now. The number 1 rated. What?
I said, except my mom.
Your mom won't listen?
Well, it's not that she doesn't listen. She still thinks I do a podcast for work.
Oh, it's nice.
She's so proud of me, though.
I bet she is.
Yeah.
My mom listens every day, though.
Oh.
Well, to our show. No, not to yours necessarily.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Hey, we still have 1 or 2 listeners. Not everybody is a Bump and Stacy person. We'll be back. Thank you, Stacy. Show comes up at 10 o'clock. We'll give you guys everything you need to know. Then we'll hit the phones at 9:30. Brock and Salk, Seattle Sports on 710.
Have you downloaded the Seattle Sports app?
We're going to have have a challenge right here.
What are you waiting for?
Listen to this.
Every pitch.
Here comes the 3-2.
Every game.
Swung on and missed. Got him.
One app for free.
How about that, folks?
The Seattle Sports app. Every game.
Julio racing back.
Right in the palm of your hands.
Makes a leap and makes the catch.
Plus the latest Mariners news, insider access, video, and podcasts.
They got it. Wow.
The Seattle Sports app.
We live in one of the most beautiful places on earth, and owning your own deck is a great way to enjoy it. But finding the right decking solution can be overwhelming. That's why all 9 of our Puget Sound locations offer decking showrooms so you can get your hands and toes on the more than 60 decking options we carry. So if you have any questions about building, maintaining, or repairing your deck, contact me personally, Mike Dunn at DunnLumber.com.
TimberTech Vintage Collection Decking. On sale now at Dunn Lumber.
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit, Accurate Auto Body.
If you've been in an auto accident, you have the right to take your vehicle to any repair facility. Accurate Auto Body has been family owned and operated since 1994, and they work for you, not your insurance company. Your insurance company may not love them, but you will, because
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit, Accurate Auto Body.
Rick Riz here for the Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington's Improve Your Play program. Many of our local youth sports teams need help with field enhancements, training, and equipment. Local Pella owners Keith Dashafy and Luke Wilson are stepping up to donate $5,000 to 2 deserving teams. We need your help finding them. Head to seattlesports.com/play to nominate a deserving team in need. Let's help our local youth improve their play this year with Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington. Contest and rules at seattlesports.com/play.
How you do one thing is how you do everything. And for 104 years, Wayscarf Ford has treated their customers a very special way, the Wayscarf way. At the end of this ad, I'll share what might be the best offer they've ever opened up to customers. But first, it's important to understand the way they do it and why. For 104 years, Wayscarf Ford is focused on a low-pressure, family-owned approach, serving Auburn, Pierce, and King counties. They aren't just selling cars. They're welcoming people into the family. Stacy here, and I've personally felt that. I've driven my new Ford Bronco Sport from Wayscarf Ford for over a year. I love it. Getting it was exciting and stress-free, but each time I brought it in because of a minor bump or service, their team has been friendly and polite. I always leave Wayscarf Ford with a smile on my face. And now for the offer. Wayscarf Ford is opening up Ford's A-Plan employee pricing to every single customer. It's better than the employee discount. It's the family discount at Wayscarf Ford in Auburn.
Are you curious about who offers the best deals on top-rated Samsung, LG, and Sony TVs? The answer is surprising. It's not online, and it's not the warehouse clubs. The best deals on top-rated TVs are at Video Only. Don't believe it? Then check out the trade-in deals at Video Only. How about $500 for your old TV? Try doing that online. Before you buy that new TV, drop into Video Only. If you don't, you'll be sorry.
Popeye's Big Box is back, y'all. Big news for bold Louisiana flavor. And you have some big questions to answer. Will it be 2 pieces of marinated crunchy signature chicken? Or 3 juicy tenders? And which 2 delicious sides will you pair with that biscuit you love? In spite of all that goodness, Big Box is no big-ticket item, but it won't last forever. So if you want to go big, you better go now. At participating U.S. restaurants.
Love that chicken from Popeyes.
Mariners and Tigers today in the Motor City. First pitch at 3:40, pregame at 2:30. Every pitch, every game, one app for free. The Seattle Sports app.
I have the power!
Masters of the Universe has arrived in IMAX. Does it feel good? Critics agree it's the most fun you'll have at the theaters this summer. It's hugely entertaining. Wow. A nostalgic blast. It truly has the power. Let him do his thing. Experience it on the biggest screen possible.
How does it feel to be the mighty warrior?
Pretty great. Masters of the Universe, rated PG-13. May be inappropriate for children under 13. Now playing in premium large formats in IMAX.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Call
1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now or go to carsforkids.org.
7 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Do Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keep coming back? Tremfya, guselkumab, may help, with rapid remission achieved at 12 weeks and lasting clinical remission at 1 year. Some even saw visible improvement of their intestinal lining at 12 weeks and 1 year. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease and adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Healing is possible with Tremfya. Approximately 3 out of 10 patients were in endoscopic remission at 1 year, based on areas visualized on colonoscopy, which may not represent the deeper bowel layer or entire GI tract. Individual results may vary. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit tremfyaradio.com.
Need to know.
15 minutes past every hour with Brock and Salk.
Presented by Marquee Data. Here's what you need to know. Up first.
Remember this moment? You should get an opportunity to see it again this weekend.
We go the stretch. Canley has got to throw a strike. The 3-2 pitch on the way. Swung out, line drive, base hit right field. Jorge Polanco with a walk-off single, and the Mariners are going to play for the American League Championship. The Mariners win the battle in Seattle in 15 innings. The Mariners win it 3-2. The Mariners will be on their way to Toronto to take on the Blue Jays. What an epic game. 15 innings. Jorge Polanco's getting mobbed out in left field. The Mariners win it. Polanco with a single into right field. J.P. Crawford scores, and in 15 innings, it's the Mariners over the Tigers. A final score of 3-2. This will go down as one of the greatest games in the history of the Mariners franchise.
Yeah, that was the last time the Mariners and Tigers met. That's how it ended. They will get back to it tonight in Detroit. A healthy Brian Wu on the mound against Framber Valdez. Cal Raleigh, Tarek Skubal both played in that game. Neither of them are healthy, and the Tigers have not had a good season so far. They are 25-38. Do not look anything like the team that took the Mariners to the brink last year. So we'll see what direction all of this goes. But as for the M's, hey, good. Let's go. You got this 8 out of 9. You're starting to play some good ball. What this team is kind of lacked has been that ability to just keep it going. So I don't need them to sweep the Tigers. I don't need them to go 10-0 on this road trip through Baltimore and D.C., but keep it going. Go 7-3. Have a good road trip. Win 2 out of 3. Then win 3 out of 4. Then win 2 out of 3. Do those things. Win all 3 series. I'd say you'd come home as a very, very, very happy team.
Here's the second thing you need to know.
Pretty fun what the Mariners are going to do in August. They've got a lot of stuff they're rolling out for their 50th season anniversary here, and some really cool stuff with the top 50 Mariners of all time, which should be a lot of fun when that gets rolled out in early August. But on the 7th of August, as they celebrate their 50 greatest that weekend, they're going to do a alumni home run derby. Yeah. Kind of fun. Ken Griffey Jr., the commissioner, Buhner, and Nelson Cruz are the team captains, and then participants will include Ichiro, Mike Cameron, Ryan Healy, Bucky Jacobson, Austin Nola, Steven Romero, Ryan Roland Smith. Yes, Ryan Roland Smith, the pitcher, is going to hit. Yeah, like an old National League game. This is what he told Bump and Stacy about it yesterday.
When I first heard about it, I was like, hey, awesome. I'd love to be a part of it. Then it hit me. I'm like, hold on a minute. There's going to be actually people in the seats. And I'm looking at the list and I'm the only pitcher here. What? I was going to try and do the old, I haven't practiced at all. Just give me a bat, show up. Like the dude, imagine the dude in the Olympics swimming and the dude's got like those, the certain, the cap and the goggles. Some dude just rocks up and just goes straight in, no goggles, no cap, and just blows people away. I was going to try. I'm not saying I'm beating Ichiro out. However, I do want to go deep at least once, man. And so I'm not going to lie. I am going to get some swings in because I am super nervous about this.
Well, I would be nervous, too. I mean, the fact that there's going to be a full crowd there, man, and you're going up with all these hitters. Dae-Ho Lee, Russell Branyan, Richie Sexson, Daniel Vogelbach. Who else did we mention today that would be fun? Mike Zunino. All people that should be a part of this. That'd be great. It would be fun. It's a really cool idea. But Dae-Ho Lee would be my number one of ones for sure.
Here's the third thing you need to know.
I don't know what Dae-Ho looks like right now. Just given the amount of ice cream that guy liked to chow down during the games. Seahawks on the practice field yesterday. They got mandatory mini camp next week, so they'll get everybody out there then. I loved talking to Mike Macdonald afterwards yesterday and asking about the rookie class, specifically those two guys in the secondary. Listen carefully to the answer.
Well, I mean, there's great competition in that room, and I don't know what the opening day roster is going to look like and who's going to be playing where yet, and that's good. That means we got a lot of really good players that have a great opportunity in front of them to carve out a great role for themselves. So that's kind of where we're at, and so we're really excited to add all those guys. And I think you can see with a couple of guys like Bud can play multiple positions. That's something that we have to manage as a coaching staff of expose him to things that he can do, similar to Nick's situation, but also let him make sure he's coached up and ready to roll at safety as well. So it's been fun. Kind of interesting to hear that there'll be some real competition in the secondary, and we don't know where all that'll end up. And maybe Neal is able to get something done competing against Josh Jobe or on the other side, depending on how they use Witherspoon and Eamon Warrior. They just got a lot of weapons out there that they can put into different spots. Looking forward to seeing how all that works out. Game 2 in Carolina last night. Off the charts. Great hockey game. Seth Jarvis with the OT winner.
The critics wondering where they've been if they score the game winner in overtime. God's despair. They score! Seth Jarvis quiets the critics and ignites the crowd.
Yeah, I've played that sound a ton today. Partly because it was a great game. Partly because it was an awesome way to end the whole thing. Gostisbehere is one of the great names in hockey. There's so many great names in hockey. Gostisbehere, as good as they come. And he had a sweet assist to set that whole thing up. Game 2 for the NBA will be tonight in San Antonio as the Spurs are looking to do what the Canes did last night and tie up the series at home. All right, that's everything you need to know. 1/4 every hour here on the Brock and Salk Show. We're almost done with the day. We're almost done with our week, Maura. And so why don't we open up the phone lines? 866-979-3776. I mean, look, I would think the biggest thing to talk about today is Russ. Just looking at the text line all day, today and yesterday, all of these, Salk, you're ridiculous. Salk, you're absolutely right. I hate Russ. Russ is the best. We should forgive. No way. Just the back and forth. How do you feel? How did you feel yesterday or 2 days ago now watching the Russell Wilson video? How'd you feel? What was your reaction? I gave you mine in great detail yesterday and in some more today. And it is complicated. It is complex. It is multifaceted, as G said earlier. Ultimately, I think G's right. The man needs redemption, but I just don't see that he's got the self-awareness to make it happen. And that video, to me, continues to show the self-awareness isn't there. So 866-979-3776, your reaction when you saw that. Your reaction when you saw that the Rams were loading up with Myles Garrett. You need the Seahawks to do something to keep pace. Your reaction as the Mariners have now won 8 of their last 9. We haven't really had a chance to hear the phone lines since they got that going. You buying the recent stretch? Is this the real Mariners? What's been the primary reason? Again, whatever's on your mind, 866-979-3776. Hey, if you want to talk about Torts challenging that call in the third period, I got you there too. Whatever you want. You guys are in charge. We'll do it next on Brock and Salk.
Stick around for Bump and Stacy coming up next at 10.
That's right. That's what this news feels like.
Committee for
so there's going to be a committee to decide whether they're going to make an announcement and when they're going to make an announcement.
Give Seattle a team.
Bump and Stacy with Michael Bumpus and Stacy Rost next at 10.
I hope you guys are prepared to be embarrassed by my behavior.
We're going to be on Hard Knocks for sure.
We're definitely going to be on Hard Knocks because I will drag us in front of these cameras.
On Seattle Sports.
Hey, you mind keeping it down up there, please?
KeyBank will meet you in that I need new neighbors moment.
Rick,
It's your mortgage loan officer, Beth. I was in the neighborhood and wanted to let you know your home loan application's been approved.
Beth, you're always there for me, and not a moment too soon.
Are your neighbors bowling with grand pianos again?
And apparently raising livestock?
Ugh.
For every financial need, we'll meet you in the moment. KeyBank opens doors. Equal housing lender. NMLS number 399797.
Your property is almost perfect, if it wasn't for that troublesome tree or stump. Stop looking at it and mowing around it. P&D Tree Service will remove it for you. If it's 1 tree or 15 trees, a small yard, or land clearing, P&D Tree will do it safely and quickly, turning multi-day jobs into a few hours, saving you time and money. They'll clear trees and stumps away from homes, leaving a clean yard to enjoy. They specialize in large tree removal. Ever seen a tree removed by crane? PNDTreeService.com.
Brock Ewart here with my buddy Shannon O'Kelly from IRG Physical and Hand Therapy. Shannon, we met about a decade ago when you came into the studio, and at that point, IRG was humming, but you were not 40 locations strong all over the neighborhood. How have you done this, and why?
Number one, Brock, great people. Our strength here at IRG is our people. Secondly, we are a company that has a culture of giving back and taking care of our patients, taking care of our team, and thirdly, taking care of our community. We want to be your family physical therapist. More importantly, we want to be your family's neighborhood physical therapist. We want you to come in, have a great experience, and get better and get out there and be pain-free and function.
Take care of your friends. Taking care of your neighbors, taking care of your community, and taking care of Western Washington. With over 40 locations now, that's exactly what IRG Physical and Hand Therapy is doing. Find them in person, find them online at irgpt.com. That's irgpt.com.
Veterans and active duty service members, when your call to service ends, your mission doesn't have to. Go from GI to IT in just a few months at My Computer Career. Prepare for a high-demand career in cybersecurity, protecting people, systems, and institutions from real cyber threats. Cyber warriors are needed now. Will you answer the call? Go to mycomputercareer.edu/CWP to learn more. That's mycomputercareer.edu/CWP, an elite CompTIA certification partner. VA education benefits are available to those who qualify.
Indeed presents hires you can't afford to get wrong, like a data analyst.
Hey, what model did you use for these quarterly projections?
Astrology. If Mercury's in retrograde, sales tank. If Venus is rising, we crush Q4.
You built our revenue forecast off horoscopes?
Yeah, the Zodiac never lies.
This is a job for sponsored jobs. This is what happens when you don't sponsor your job on Indeed. Next time, get matched with quality candidates with Indeed sponsored jobs. Visit Indeed.com/hire now and sponsor your job today.
If you actually are the person that will take care of them after the fact, if you actually will be there for them, if you will pick up your phone, then they come back to you.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way. Digging in my yard, trying to lay a pipe. I hit a water line and now I have to pay a big fine. I should have called 811.
Heading outdoors or on the water this weekend? Check in with Joey and Nelly on the Outdoor Line from 6 to 8 a.m. every Saturday on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
June is Men's Health Month. Swedish Cyberknife is encouraging men to break the stigma and talk about their own health with family members and medical professionals. Dave Wyman here. Find out about your family medical history, as conditions like prostate cancer can increase your risk. When detected early, prostate cancer has several viable treatment options. One of the most effective treatment methods for prostate cancer is offered at Swedish Medical Center right here in Seattle. Swedish Cyberknife requires only 5 short treatment sessions, each lasting less than an hour. It's non-surgical, non-invasive, and patients can typically maintain their usual day-to-day lives. This June, during Men's Health Month, make sure to place an emphasis on discussing your health with family and medical professionals. Ask about family history of medical conditions or disease. To learn more about CyberKnife for prostate cancer treatment, go to swedish.org/cyberknifeprostate. Treat prostate cancer with Swedish Cyberknife.
Cyberknife is a registered trademark of Accuray Incorporated and is used with permission.
Why'd I go to the doctor? Working on the farm, my heart kept skipping a beat. I didn't think much of it, but my daughters made me get checked out. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com. Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Support comes from Amazon Business. You can't rely on guesswork to run your business. With Smart Business Buying, innovative AI tools optimize your purchasing experience, paired with delivery options built for business. Empower your team today. Learn more at amazonbusiness.com.
Check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Brock and Salk.
Weekdays 6 to 10.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
I can't believe what I'm looking at. You're telling me there's only 2 people in the city of Seattle who have an opinion on Russell Wilson? We've gotten 9 million text messages criticizing me or other people here for the way we talk about Russ and our reaction to this video. And all of you are too afraid to call? That's pathetic. 866-979-3776. And on the other side, if you read it and, like me, found yourself gagging and difficult to get through, come on, you got to have an opinion on Russ. That's when we built this damn show. 866-979-3776. I'll start with Taylor in Maple Valley. Good morning, Taylor.
Morning, guys. Thanks for taking my call. I'd just like to start by saying that I'm right there with you, Salk. He's incredibly obnoxious and probably one of the most cringe-worthy athletes I've ever witnessed. That being said, Wyman Bob made a great point last night that you look at the numbers, and at the end of the day, he's top 10 in quite a few of the categories and top 5 in a few as well.
Mm-hmm.
So he's a Hall of Famer at the end of the day, and I think that time does heal all wounds. So when he does eventually get inducted, I think there will be a moment of celebration. People can get over themselves and their feelings about him and celebrate the great things he did. Because like you guys said yesterday, thinking back at all those plays, like I was at that game against the Rams when he hit Lockett in the corner of the end zone, and I was right in that end zone, and it was magical.
Magical.
It was an absolute dime.
It was wizard-like.
So, yes, and the way he scrambled on the play and many other plays, the scrambling ability.
But Taylor, I don't know. The one thing you said, thanks for the call. It's a great call. Here's the question I have for you. Do you really think that everyone is just going to be able to forget about all the stuff? And I think that's what's so frustrating. I would love to be right there with you. I'd love to have that feeling. I would love to feel like, yeah, let's just talk about the Russell Wilson that was here in Seattle for the first 8 years or whatever it was. But I can't. I can't ignore all of the rest of it. And look, he's not a criminal. He's not a bad human who beat up women. It's not like that. Like, no one's trying to put that on him. But there is just, I don't know, it's a unique circumstance. I can't think of anyone who has quite that same level of, I don't know. He brings out a weird part of me. And I don't think I'm alone in that.
No, yeah, he's very cringeworthy, and I still look at him and listen to him. And
yeah, I appreciate the call.
Yeah,
it's more than cringeworthy. It's more than that. Cringy is fine. Okay, he's cringy or cringe or whatever, however you like to say it. Okay, fine. Plenty of guys are cringe. It's not that. It's what it represents. It's the way he views himself and the way he cares about himself. It's the narcissism. Yeah, you're right. Time can heal wounds. I never thought that I would ever feel like okay with Roger Clemens going. That's my childhood hero who left and said he'd never go to the Yankees and then did, and I never thought I'd be okay with him. And like eventually he came back and was cheered. Like that's how that goes. I know. You can always cheer enemies, but there's something about like Russ's lack of understanding of the whole thing. I think that's what gets me. There's got to be some level of understanding. Let me try, who should we go to? Kyle in Sultan. Good morning, Kyle.
Hey, guys. How you doing?
Good.
First time calling, long time listener. I was going to make it quick and brief. I think the way he left Seattle makes me sick. I'm a long-time Seattle fan. That ain't never going to change. But he does belong in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I don't know. The Hall of Fame one is a good question. Thank you for the phone call. The Hall of Fame question is a good one. You're right. The numbers are probably there. One Super Bowl, second one that he was in. I'm just going to, I always go by the test of were you one of the best of your era. He was one of the best, but I don't know whether he was ever in that. Again, he's contemporaries with Brady and Manning. He's contemporaries with Aaron Rodgers. He's contemporaries with Drew Brees. Yeah, I mean, you got to be one of the best of that era. The numbers are certainly a lot better than Eli's, although he's got one Super Bowl, not two, and threw the pick in the second. Yeah, look, I'm kind of either or on the Russ in the Hall of Fame. I don't think I'd quite do it. I think what happened at the end, unfortunately, I think for him, sort of showed some of the flaws. But what he did, you never want to take that away. I'm fine with him in the Hall of Fame. I'm not disgusted by the way he left Seattle. I mean, he was traded at the end of the day, but because he tried to get Pete and John fired, because he thought that he was bigger than the whole thing. So that's the part that to me is disgusting. 866-979-3776. Scott's in Ballard. Good morning, Scott.
Good morning. Thanks for taking my call. With regard to Russell, I think he's facing some big the pushback is going to be the personality and emotional side. He may have the numbers, and I agree, they're compelling numbers, but the longer he stays in front of us, the longer his lack of understanding of what he sounds like to other people is going to continue to sour any opportunity he has. And I can't see him being very compelling, even in a studio, unless he completely does a 180, which he's never been able to do.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think it's a really weird choice for CBS. Now, again, this is the same network that not only hired but then extended and paid Tony Romo. So, I mean, what they're doing on that broadcast, I don't know that I fully understand. But I'm with you. I think it's going to be hard. I don't know that Russ is a compelling figure in something like that. Are you tuning in to see what Russ has to say?
Not at all. And the longer he stays in front of people, the worse it's going to leave that last impression. And the afterglow is just going to hurt any of his future chances.
Yeah, essentially, if I understand you right, what you're saying is Russ's best claim is what he did on the field. The more he talks, the deeper that part gets. And that is, I think that's a good call. I think you're right about a lot of that. I can't argue with that. Zach's been hanging on in DuPont. Good morning, Zach.
Good morning, y'all. So I love Russ. I love his story, and I also love tragic characters, like the one that I'm going to compare him to, which is Anakin Skywalker. Both of them started with low expectations, one as a slave on a desert planet and one as an overlooked draft pick. Goes on to become one of the most powerful Jedi. Wilson goes on to become a Pro Bowler and a Super Bowl champion. And eventually both started looking at the people around them thinking that maybe these people are holding me back. So Anakin turns his back on the Jedi, and Wilson forces his way out of Seattle. Anakin joins the Empire, Russ joins the Broncos, both believing that that is where they will fulfill their full potential. Anakin becomes Darth Vader, Russ becomes Mr. Unlimited. But basically, the Seahawks drafted a Jedi Knight, won a championship, watched him leave for the dark side, and then spent years debating whether he was the hero or the villain of the story.
That's pretty funny.
Russell Wilson is basically Anakin Skywalker if the Death Star went 5.
I mean, that's pretty good. Mine was Dirk Diggler yesterday. I felt like the Russ storyline fit very well with the plot of Boogie Nights. And if you want to go Star Wars, maybe that's a little more relevant and appropriate. I don't know.
Where's Lyle when you need him? Outside of baseball, this was the only thing that he knew a ton about.
It's his only pop culture tent pole that he had anything on. And I got nothing. I mean, I've seen the original 3 Star Wars, but I'm not big into them. I don't think I've seen any of the others. It's not my deal. Sorry. 866-979-3776. We're rolling through these calls here. Let me go to Matthew in Kirkland. Speaking of Lyle. Good morning, Matthew.
Good morning, Salk. I just wanted to say, in terms of the MLB floor and cap situation, I'm right there with you. I think the one thing we all know is MLB owners are going to make money. MLB players are going to make money. I don't really care that much about that. What I do care is every fan of every team believing that their team is trying to win.
Mm-hmm.
And, in the NFL, with the cap and floor, the Browns and the Jets may be terrible, but I think their fans at least think they're trying.
Mm-hmm.
They're just bad at it.
Yep.
I would like to see the fans of all of the MLB teams, like the Royals and the Marlins and the Pirates, feel the same way. And so I don't really care how much money everyone makes doing it. I just want to see, I think it'll be good for the game to see all 30 teams have a real like their fans believing they can compete.
Thanks for the call, Matthew. I appreciate it. And I don't know how this will end up. I said earlier today, and I'll say it again. I don't want to hear anybody saying that we're debating a salary cap in baseball. We're not. That's not what's happening. We're debating a salary cap and floor in baseball. And to leave out the word floor is allowing somebody to leave out arguably the more important part of the conversation. At the least, it's misleading. Don't get me to say, well, we're talking about a salary cap in baseball. No, we're not. We're talking about a new system in baseball with a salary cap and floor. That's very different. Very different. That floor, at least the one they proposed, causes 15 teams to come up in terms of their pay. That's a lot. Hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars. Yeah, you'd remove some from the cap, but I think overall, and just looking at the numbers, it adds a lot more money than it takes away. 866-979-3776. Let me try Chef Tay in Seattle. Good morning.
Good morning. How you guys doing today?
Great.
I just want to say I'm kind of disappointed in the Seattle fans and people calling in right now talking about Russ. For one, I'm born and raised in Seattle. I appreciate everything that he brought to the table. If you want to talk about him being corny and his personal side and all that, we can talk about all the different personalities that were on that Seahawks squad that you either rocked with or didn't rock with. But Russell Wilson is one of the faces that brought winning to Seattle, and along with Pete Carroll, along with that LOB. So I just want to show Russ appreciation. And from Seattle, somebody that's born and raised in Seattle, thank you for what you did. And despite what people think about him, despite how he left, despite all that, his career is over now. So we have to appreciate what he brought to the Seahawks and really help build the foundation to what they are now as far as a winning organization and what we are. So
that's a really good phone call. And by the way, very convincing. Seriously, that's a really convincing phone call. As somebody who's kind of gone back and forth a little on this and maybe now lies a little on the other side of it, Chef Tay, that's a really good description of one way to view Russ, and it's a very compelling argument. I'm right there with you until you say we have to. I don't feel like we have to. I can't overlook. It's not just that it's not the cringe. It's not the corniness. Like, okay, it's cringy, fine, like whatever. Like the Hey Seattle, we've got a deal. That's cringy. Using your own voice to narrate your 3.5-minute goodbye video, that's not just corny.
But if he was just a little cringy, I don't think anyone would care. I think there's a level of inauthenticity.
Yes. And I think that's the thing and it fits with what his teammates, what drove them crazy. And there's a real conversation in there about whether or not it kept the team from winning after they lost that Super Bowl. Look, Russ, a great player. Of course he is. No one has said this more than me. That's the irony of the whole thing. But it's not that simple. It just isn't. 866-979-3776. Let me try Mick in Seattle. Good morning, Mick.
Good morning. Good morning. I've got for you, there's lots of people from other countries in town right now, and they don't get baseball at all.
Okay.
And so I was trying to explain some baseball to one fella, and if Lyle were around, I'm sure he'd go through it like a hot knife through butter, but let's see how you and you do with this.
All right.
I was explaining to a fellow that 3 strikes and you're out. He said, "What's a strike?" So then I started thinking about it, and there are 9 different kinds of strikes. Can you name them?
Oh, boy. 9 different types of strikes. Well, there's a called strike. There is a swinging strike. There is a foul ball.
Correct, unless...
are you including a foul tip? Does that count?
Yes, but go to foul ball. It's a strike unless what? Unless there are 2 strikes on the guy already.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So,
right?
So you're including the foul tip is different.
Unless the foul tip that's caught or an attempted bunt.
Sure.
It's fouled off and you're out.
But then it's not that's counted as a strike, not just an out. Okay. All right. Well, that's 5. You've got a pitch timer violation. Would be 6.
That's correct.
There's going to be 3 more. Oh my gosh. I don't think I can name anymore. What are the other three?
Mickey Cochran. Think Mickey Cochran.
I don't know who that is.
He was the guy who dropped a third strike in the World Series that led to the other team winning the game.
Okay.
It was in the 30s or 40s.
Okay.
And I'll leave you till next week to figure out the other two.
All right. I appreciate it. Thank you. Appreciate the call. Let me go to Ron in Boise, Idaho. Hi, Ron. Good morning.
Hi, I'm just calling. I wanted to discuss Russell Wilson. I've been a Seattle fan since the beginning. 78 years old. I've lived in Western Washington and in Oregon, and now I'm living in Idaho. And I want to say that I don't really care about Russell's self-aggrandizement. I mean, I just appreciated him as a player. Even when he was playing for Seattle and he was had the Mr. Unlimited and all that, I just let it go. And that's just the way professional and really good players are. They're huge egos. All of them have huge egos. They're almost like politicians, and you have to have a huge ego to play baseball or football or run track or whatever at the highest level, because you have to self-promote yourself constantly. And I just don't. I think all this hand-wringing over Russell Wilson.
All right, let me lay out the argument.
Continuing.
Ron, thank you for the phone. It's a great call. Great call. Let me lay out the argument. Here's why it's a thing. And I talked through some of this yesterday, but let me be a little bit more specific in it. Because in Russell's case, believing his own press, that level of, whether you want to call it ego or arrogance, I don't care, whatever it is you want to call it, it led to him believing that he needed to cook in order to be successful. And once Russ had that belief, he wasn't able to be Russell Wilson anymore. He wasn't able to be the same kind of quarterback that he was, who did his job incredibly well, who used his legs, who threw when necessary, who didn't make a ton of mistakes, but wasn't necessary for him to throw for 400 yards a game. Once he started thinking he needed to cook, and he starts arguing with Pete and fighting with whoever's going to be his OC and all, once that became Russ, they were no longer the Russell Wilson Seahawks anymore. It changed the game. Now, it wasn't the only thing going on. Pete had some of his own problems on the defensive side and all that. Don't get me wrong. It's not all Russ. But that's why it's relevant, because it ended up blowing up the whole era.
I have a cut from when KJ Wright was coming on with us weekly, if you want to hear it.
Yeah.
He says it felt like Russ tried to connect with them early on, and then things shifted.
Early on, yes. Early on, very approachable, was, energetic, engaging, fun, cool. Like, okay, this guy's chill. Mm-hmm. And time went on. And, okay, you saw it. You saw the change. You saw I don't use the word disconnect, but you saw him grow and just start to get other interests, became this big-time brand. And when you separate yourself, when you're not approachable in the locker room, that's bad business. That's bad ball. When you're not one of the guys, you are a big-time superstar, great. But when you're there in those trenches, in that locker room, on game day, no one cares about that.
Yeah, it was obviously a part of the story. That's why I don't think it can be ignored. Thanks for playing that, Maura. It's relevant. It's part of the story. It's part of the reaction when you see the video this week. 866-979-3776. Just trying to run through a few of these. Let me go to Mike in Auburn. Good morning, Mike.
Hey, Mike. What's going on, Doc? So I wanted to tell you a little story about Russell Wilson encounter that my friend had, and this was about his 6th year in the league. So this is when everybody thought, he was he had a good image and everything. So when my friend told him, I didn't believe him at the time, but over time it started making sense. So he was with his mom at a gas station pumping gas, and Russell Wilson pulled up right next to him, and he started pumping gas right by his SeaTac. Probably was going to a game or leaving a game. And then he goes, "Oh, hey, what's going on, man? I'm good to see you. You do whatever." Just started praising him, and Russell Wilson just looked at him and completely ignored him. And he was like, "Oh, you're just gonna act like you don't see me? That's fine. It's all right." And then he just completely looked at him like, what are you doing looking at me?
Yeah, look, I don't know, man. I appreciate the call and the story. I never know what to make of those stories because I don't know what's going on in an athlete at a given time, or it's not up to them to give every moment to the fans. Even a guy like Julio, who, we've talked about just this week, how important the whole fan thing is to Julio and how great he is with the fans. If somebody runs into him the one time and he's like, no thanks, I don't have time right now, or what, like, he's entitled to some of his own private life. So I'm not going to go there. I don't know exactly what happened in that moment. But that doesn't really fit necessarily with what we've heard about Russ. I think it's a different issue than that, personally. But I appreciate the call. Let me try Chris in Bellingham. Good morning, Chris. You might get the last word. We'll see.
All right. Sounds good to me. Hey, the years that Russell Wilson was dominant was when he had Marshawn Lynch and the Legion of Boom. He was never overly dominant in the season for the Seahawks without those guys. And if we're just going to base Hall of Fame talk on Super Bowl appearances, is Brad Johnson in the Hall of Fame?
Well, I don't think we're just basing it on that. Russ had some pretty impressive numbers. I mean, go back and look at the quarterback rating every year, the completion percentage, the winning percentage, and plus what you saw with your own eyes. I mean, like, Russell Wilson and Brad Johnson are not analogous, and you know that.
Yeah, Brad Johnson would make the pass when he had to. He wouldn't try to make too much happen.
You know that's not analogous. Like, that's not fair to us.
Okay.
That's not being that's all right, Chris. That's not fair. That's not. You know that's not right. Brad Johnson.
That's a Russ hater.
Yeah, that's a Russ hater. That's not looking at the whole picture. That's not right. Should I take Doo-Wop, Dave? Oh my gosh, it's been so long. Doo-Wop, Dave, you got to go quick because we're almost done. What do you got?
I was never a fan of Russell Wilson. I go to a great sports bar. He only had 4 good seasons. How can you go to the Hall of Fame with 4 good seasons?
You were sometimes a big fan of Russell Wilson, though, right? Because you were getting mad at Carroll and say Wilson was the guy.
For 4 years, I was a good fan of Russell Wilson, but that's it.
Okay.
After that, how's he going to go to the Hall of Fame with 4 good years?
I think overall the numbers are I mean, he had 10 Pro Bowl seasons. I know that the Pro Bowl isn't what it was. I appreciate the call. We could keep talking about this forever. And thank you. I'm glad everybody eventually jumped on the phones. It's a fun debate, but we got to be done with it.
Cameron Van Til, who writes for our website, posted yesterday that Russell Wilson finished his career with 46,966 passing yards and 5,568 rushing yards. He said, to put that in perspective, no other players in NFL history have reached both 35,000 passing yards and 4,000 rushing yards.
Yeah, he's probably a Hall of Famer when it's all said and done. I might be annoyed about it, though.
Fair.
All right, we got to get out of here. Phenomenal week. I hope everybody has as much fun as I did. That was great. Now you get to hang out with Bump and Stacy for the next few hours, and Wyman and Bob after that. I got some hockey to watch, some youth hockey this weekend, more. Shocker.
In the off season again.
Don't get me started. There's no off season. There's no such thing. All right, we got to go. Charles, great job today. Maura, as always, we'll be back on Monday morning with Brock. And until then, the hay is in the barn.
Get to the chopper!
Stick around for Bump and Stacy coming up next at 10.
That's right. That's what this news feels like.
Committee for
So there's going to be a committee
announcement.
to decide whether they're going to make an announcement and when they're going to make an announcement.
Give Seattle a team. Bump and Stacy with Michael Bumpus and Stacy Rost next at 10.
I hope you guys are prepared to be embarrassed by my behavior.
We're going to be on Hard Knocks for sure.
We're definitely going to be on Hard Knocks because I will drag us in front of these cameras.
On Seattle Sports.
At Dunn, relationships are everything. It's why we build a culture around building the best relationships possible, building joy and trust, one interaction at a time. So whether you need trusted advice, help with material selection, project planning, or loading your vehicle, we go the extra mile to remove as much of the hassle as we can. If there's anything we can do to serve you better, contact me personally, Mike Dunn at dunlumber.com.
Dunn Lumber, building success together.
This is for all you guys on Viagra. ED pills are no longer needed. The brutal side effects like 4-hour headaches, blurred vision, and that flush feeling can all be put behind you with our treatment. Here at West Coast Men's Health, we have a better approach to ED. Acoustic wave therapy creates blood flow circulation by safely removing the plaque in your arteries and restoring function naturally. Guys, let me be clear. Pills will never fix your problem. Our equipment is the latest technology, and our medical staff is the best in the industry. So give West Coast Men's Health a call today. Speak with our clinic manager. Ask him any question you like, how it works, the science behind it, and even the cost. If you suffer from ED or Peyronie's disease, give West Coast Men's Health a call today.
In addition to treating ED and Peyronie's disease, we now offer testosterone replacement therapy. With clinics in Redmond and Tacoma, call 206-519-6541. 206-519-6541. Online at westcoastmenshealth.com.
Summer's here, and Toyota of Kirkland and Toyota of Renton have the all-new 2026 Toyota Tacoma SR5, ready for every adventure you've got planned. Right now, during summer savings, lease a new Tacoma for just $299 a month for 36 months, or finance at 3.99% APR for 48 months, plus $500 TFS finance cash. Whether you're in the north or the south, they got you covered. Visit ToyotaofKirkland.com and ToyotaofRenton.com. Offers valid through June 30th, 2026 on approved credit through TFS. Excludes taxes, titles, license, dealer accessories, and $200 negotiable dealer documentation fee.
Dave Wyman here, and you've heard me talk about a local company for over a year now I really love working with, Harley Exteriors. You can expect a no-pressure consultation. They're great people to work with, and their windows are beautiful. I recently met with them, and I was excited to hear about the many Seattle sports listeners they've worked with. And now Harley Exteriors has stepped up with a can't-miss offer. Right now, get $450 off each new window, $1,000 off each patio or entry door, 12-month or 18-month no interest, no payment options, plus $200 off your final project total. If that isn't enough to get you started on a new project, I don't know what is. Schedule a consultation just like I did. Give them a call at 833-HARLEY, that's HARLEY, or go to harleyexteriors.com.
Minimum purchase of 4 windows required for window discount. Qualifying windows must be 36 by 36 or larger. No size minimum on patio or entry doors. Financing subject to credit approval. Cannot be combined with other offers outside this promotion. Offer valid through June 30th.
Hey, it's G. Scott. Let's talk real for a sec. Summer is supposed to be about sunshine and kids having fun. But when the kids are home all day, that grocery bill, yeah, it grows fast. That's why I want you to know about Sunbucks and why our friends at Safeway are helping get the word out. If your family qualifies, you can receive $120 per child to spend on groceries this summer, food in your cart, and a little less pressure on that budget. And let me be clear about this. There's no catch, no judgment. This program is simply about making sure kids have enough to eat when school is out. Here's the important part. Many families are enrolled automatically, and a card may already be headed to your mailbox. But some families do need to apply depending on income and where you live. So take a couple minutes and check. Visit freesummermeals.org. That's freesummermeals.org. Safeway, looking out for your family this summer. Once again, that's freesummermeals.org.
Oh, those spring showers after a wet winter, they can cause real trouble for groundwater, right? When the soil around your home finally becomes saturated this time of year, water can start making its way into your crawl space, and you don't even know it. It's Mike Salk here, and groundwater in crawl spaces is even more common than you think. It needs to be addressed before it causes structural damage, or even worse, toxic mold in your home. If you're worried that groundwater's making its way into your crawl space, you know what to do. Call Crawl Pros and get that free corner-to-corner inspection, just like they did at my house. They'll come in, they'll climb into that crawl space, because Crawl Pros goes where you don't want to. And if they do find water, they'll install a groundwater drainage system and a sump pump. They'll reroute all that water outside of your home's footprint where it belongs. So don't take the risk. Do what I did. Call Crawl Pros. Have them come out for a free corner-to-corner inspection of your crawl space. They'll even check your attic at the same time. If you're worried anything's going on in your crawl space or attic,